everyone. Welcome to the Altered Perspective, episode 26. We skipped last week because I had my surgery prep. We're a little bit late, but you know, I saw someone in the... Yeah, whatever. It's cool. But I heard someone say in the chat, Ben's taking his shit, which could have been true because I've been taking Percocet for a week now. And I'll tell you what, that shit makes your poop rock hard.
Yeah, it constipates the fuck out of you.
It does. Yeah, it's terrible. And the problem is with the surgery I had, since it was in my gut, it also makes it hurt to push really hard when you take a shit. So it's kind of like, it's a double-edged sword there. And I've been taking all these laxatives too.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did they give you softeners?
Yeah, dude. Yesterday morning, I gave birth to an anaconda. If you know what I mean.
You poor boy, you.
Yeah, so I'm all like bruised and battered and shit.
I inserted an anaconda yesterday. Whoa.
Holy shit.
Too much.
You know what? On one of these coming up episodes here, I am going to show, because there are photos of my insides that the doctor took during, because they used, you know, one of those little devices, like, you know, it was one of those very tiny devices to perform the surgery, and it has a camera on it. And there's a whole like layout of all the shit that they did, and I can see my intestines and all that shit. It is fucked up.
Just sell the pictures for $5, man. Make it easy. $5.
I'm gonna see how many people faint when I play it, because some people get squeamish at that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll show you my I'll show you where my incisions are. It's crazy. Here. All right. You see my big ass bruise right here?
Yeah.
So I have one incision. Where is it? It's oh, it's over here. There isn't a Band-Aid on anywhere, but you can see the thing that they put right there. That's like a control incision that they use to like push things down. And then I have an incision here in my navel, which is fucking terrible. And then I have these two incisions right here. And it also hurts.
I say cool.
It also it also hurts like it also hurts like down below that, like in my upper groin area, because they put meshes in there. So they like put these synthetic meshes, one on each side of my groin and one in my navel area, to prevent hernias from popping out again. Yeah. It's not pretty. Yeah, I have a dad bod. Yes, I do. But hopefully that's going to change once I heal up, because I want to start working out again. And
better than a dead bod.
Yeah, that's true, man. I was like, oh, dude, that feeling when they gave me the anesthesia, I was like, yeah. Dude, I love that feeling. Like, I could feel it. I could literally...
Waking up is weird, dude.
That is weird.
That is weird.
It's like a hangover. It's like the worst hangover. Well, you don't get like the pounding headache or anything, but you're totally out of it.
Dude, I had surgery on my shoulder, and I woke up in the middle of the operation. My eyes popped open.
Oh, God.
They freaked out. I don't remember because I was so fucked up, but they had to immediately put more drugs in me to knock me out more.
They told me there was no way possible I was going to wake up during this surgery. He told me he was using a general anesthetic on me, and there was no way I would wake up at all.
Well, it happens.
He like that feeling, because he told me when he was putting it in, and I could feel it, like I could literally feel it entering my hand, because my IV was on top of this hand, and I could feel it like come in really strong into my veins. And then I just felt it like move up my arm, and like, you know, my arm started like going numb while it was going up. And then as soon as it hit my head, my vision just went totally blurry, and it was done. That was it. It put me out in a matter of seconds. As soon as it hits your brain, you're done.
Yeah. I've never personally been through fucking surgery and shit, so I wouldn't know how that's like, man.
Yeah, I eventually got to have a hernia surgery myself.
Oh, man. You know, all the cool kids are doing it now, so if you want to be if you want to be trendy, you should probably get one.
I got a fucking basketball in my goddamn stuff.
That's going to be great. I can't wait to see those pictures. We'll share pictures.
Yeah. I swallowed a baby.
Oh. Who's the father?
Brett King.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Too bad it's not JF, and it would be welcome in the ethno state.
Yeah.
Well, it's a hybrid of JF, Brett Keane, and who else is an asshole? Anision.
You
That's
got
fucking
gangbanged
sick,
by all of them, and they all simultaneously impregnated you.
Yeah.
How unfortunate.
Put that on Pornhub. You know, tomorrow they just released like an expansion for South Park: The Fractured But Whole. It's like part of the DLC. They just released it. It was like an 11 gigabyte download, and I downloaded it. I'm gonna play it tomorrow on the DP game stream. That should be interesting. Also for anyone who's a patron of mine or interested in becoming one, I just enacted instant billing on it, which is if you have Patreon now, you can switch it to instant billing now. It's not it doesn't have to be a month behind anymore. So that means like if you want to become a patron now, you get all the perks immediately. It's not delayed by a month anymore.
You
So
just not get that. I've been doing that forever.
I just
got a notification for that.
Yeah, they just recently DP's had it forever, but mine just recently got it because they enabled it for everybody.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they didn't enable it for everybody. Dude, I had a lot of issues with fucking Patreon. Well, a lot of people did. They moved their banks to UK, and so it was over here. It was denying it as fraudulent payments.
Oh yeah. My account was put on hold because of that kind of shit too, which is dumb. Yeah, I wonder why they moved there. I can't imagine the taxes are lower there.
I have no idea.
Yes,
I know some of mine had to manually pay me instead of it taking off because, that bullshit.
You know, dude, you know what else happened with this hernia surgery that I didn't know would happen? Even though, because, sometimes hernias go down into your balls, right?
Yeah.
Well, this, I didn't have that, but the surgery, it inflated my scrotum. My scrotum was like a balloon for like 2 days. It was weird to sit down. It's still kind of weird to sit down, but it's not. Oh my God. I thought I had grown 2 more testicles. I thought I had you beat by 1 testicle.
Nobody's going to beat me.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. I think my testicle, I don't know what I was going to say. Never mind.
The 3-ball wonder, man.
Yeah, I'm 3-ball God. Special shout out to my girls Raisin and Luna. What's happening, babies?
What's up?
Ooh, hello.
People.
How are you?
Hernia balls. Hernia balls.
That should be a song. Hernia balls. Hernia balls.
It's pretty catchy.
What happened?
Jaws. What happened to what?
Like, what have you been talking about on the Morning Wood lately? Anything interesting?
Yeah, everything we talk about is interesting. Today we had Kershaw. She was on today, and we've been talking a lot. She talks a lot about chocolate buttholes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Chocolate buttholes. Is that a new cereal?
Yeah, we're gonna make it one. But now Kirsch and some dude named Fire Ronan was on. I met him at VidCon. He's got like 100-something thousand subscribers. He was on today. It was the first time for him. We've had a lot of people on lately. Yesterday I had to go to the doctor the other day, by the way. Finally got all my medicines taken care of and stuff, so I'm good now. Feeling better.
Good too.
Yeah.
I'm doing really good.
Feeling so good.
The good thing about this is I finally may be able to get those surgeries I need, like the bone spurs and the hernia. This clinic that I'm going to are they help you financially do it. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Is it in Mexico?
In Mexico. You know what? I've got a cousin who's like, she's like really big girl, right? Really big, and she's gonna have the same surgery as Boogie did, but she's going to Mexico and do it for twice as cheap. I told her, be fucking careful.
Yeah.
You're going to die. But she,
Fuck.
Did you hear, I just saw in the news today that a lot of plastic surgeons are trying to ban, like, the butt surgery, like the butt enhancement surgery that people are getting, because a lot of people, like, there's a way higher death rate for these butt surgeries than any other type of cosmetic surgery.
So no more butt implants then?
It's not even implants from what I understand. The way they described it, and I saw this on the news today, they take fat from like your gut and your hips and they move it to your ass. So it's not even a synthetic implant. I'm sure there are the implants too, but the one I heard is like the same one that, you know, Nicki Minaj and Kim Kardashian has. It's real natural fat that they move from other fat parts of your body to your ass.
And and I'm gonna tell you something. Those asses naked do not look good.
Nah, it's a farce.
They only look good when like with Photoshop and standing in a certain position,
certain lighting. Yeah,
because they took some pictures of Kardashian at the beach one time, and that ass looked fucking horrible.
Imagine what it's gonna look like when she's 70.
Yeah, I'm dragging along with her.
Fucking horrid.
You know, I still haven't got my channel back, Ben, to stream on my main channel. It's 100 days now. It's supposed to be 90.
What the fuck? What's the delay?
I don't know.
So they're just not gonna. I knew this was gonna happen. They were gonna be like, "Oh, well, you were bad, so we're just taking streaming away indefinitely."
Man, that's such bullshit. Like fucking YouTube on top of their game as usual, right?
Yeah. I think they need the ass surgery. So they just put Pittsburgh. Yeah, but anyways, the butts look horrible. We got videos?
Yes, we do.
Ooh, a lineup.
Let's see what this is. I'm not sure what this is.
This nice lady does not look like she'd smother babies, does she? That's what it said.
Has she been accused? Or
look again.
Was this fucking Jumanji?
This is kind of weird so far.
How is she smothering babies?
What the fuck is this? Someone sent me this video. You know what? I'm skipping this shit. Let's go to the next one.
That was fucking weird, dude.
What?
Google shut down its Chinese search engine in 2010. At the time, they said it was because China was attacking free speech. But things have changed. The left doesn't care about free speech anymore. So it was no surprise today to see new reports that Google is building a brand new censored search engine that will allow it to re-enter the Chinese market, will be actively abetting the communist police state there and crushing dissent. Google's behavior doesn't end there, though, in China. Last year, Google opened a major artificial intelligence research center in that country, even though China is aggressively pursuing military uses of artificial intelligence against the United States. Scott Cleland is the author of Search and Destroy, You Can't Trust Google, Inc. He joins us tonight. Scott, good to see you. So if your corporate motto was don't be evil, it seems like helping a communist police state crush dissent would fall into the evil category, right?
If your motto's don't be evil, yeah, I think that's most people's motto, right?
Don't
Not
be
Trump's.
evil now.
Trump's motto is be evil.
Well, you know, be evil.
Be and make it huge.
Tucker's face is even more Tucker-ish than usual.
It is
Like,
very
look at
tuckered.
him. He's very
doing an impression of
angry.
himself.
And the other guy looks scared.
He's like, whoa, Tucker, calm down.
Back up, Tucker.
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about how can you mess with 1.4 billion people? How can you aid and abet the oppression of the largest country in the world? So it's definitely...
It's hard to believe that a country with the market cap that Google has, the most powerful company in the history of the world, maybe the richest country in the company in the history of the world, would be so...
It's not the richest
country.
Is it the richest company in the history of the world? I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
So desperate for more market share that they would help prop up a police state, but that seems like what they're doing.
Well, what's really interesting is Google is all about power. It wants to be influential and it wants to be everywhere for everything. And so that it can't stand the fact that it's not playing in China. And because it sees 1.4 billion people that it doesn't track and it doesn't know about. And so that's really what they want. They really covet power, and information is power to them. That's what's always scared me about this company is, it makes no sense to centralize all the world's information in one place and controlled by one person.
Information is power for them, but their pitch was always information will empower the rest of us as well. But the deal that they are striking in China would withhold information from the population. They would be complicit in the brainwashing and propaganda efforts of the Chinese government. It's exactly the opposite of what they said Google was about.
Look, what they're doing is completely opposite of what they promised everybody or what they've said they've stood for. They've said they've...
Did Google say what they stand for? I mean, well, even if they say what they stand for, we know what they actually stand for, right? I mean,
money.
And
it's China, dude. They have restrictions. I mean,
they were don't be evil. They were for freedom of speech. They were for a free and open internet. They were for net neutrality, which is never supposed to block anything. And they were the main corporate funder of that. And this is basically blocking every single freedom website in the world from getting into China. There's nothing neutral about that. There's nothing free, nothing open, nothing good about what they're talking about doing.
No, it's fascist. And where the hell is the American left?
Oh, they love to throw around the word fascist.
They do.
Google is fascist. It's not really fascist.
On this? Why are they continuing to defend this company, which is aiding, again, in the oppression of a police state of its own people?
Hopefully they're going to come around, because this one is completely indefensible. I mean, even Google themselves stood up and said, we can't do this. This is too bad. Yet 7 years they're coming back and doing it in much larger scale than they were going to do before.
Just the headline, just evil Google, like that just seems just so silly.
Well, that's
Should it be Google evil? Man. Shouldn't it be the other way around with a question mark? Because they're pondering the question.
Yeah.
Congress should take action against Google immediately, in my opinion. Good, Scott, thank you very much. It's good. Thank you for that perspective.
Yeah, thank you for a perspective of bullshit.
More scintillating news brought to you by Fox News. And
well, some 80-year-old fucking dude who doesn't even know what the internet is, and they're saying, yeah, that Google's evil.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. They need a guy on Fox News that just... you know what they need? They need a live via satellite from the nursing home. Like them cheering every time Fox News says something that they like. They can pick a different nursing home every day and broadcast live from it. It's like when I was a kid, they'd have like MTV Spring Break live from Daytona Beach. And this will be MTV's, or not, Fox News live from Des Moines, Iowa's Senior Citizen Center. And they're all like in their wheelchairs sitting around staring at the TV.
They get pretty freaky in them nursing homes, too.
Yeah, I heard about that. I've heard about that before.
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't.
Ooh.
But I did.
It's cray-cray, man.
When I get stoned, Benpai looks like Bird Person. I don't know who Bird Person is.
It's from Rick and Morty. They're making a reference, I believe.
Oh, I don't watch that shit.
Me neither. I don't know.
My autism score is too low.
Yeah.
I watch Homeland. I watch a real shit. Nah, I heard it was a good show. I just never watched it.
I mean, it's okay. It's a funny show. It's just it's everyone fucking just pop it up.
But when I think of Birdman, I think of that black rapper dude. They used to hang out with Lil Wayne all the time. Yeah.
I think of Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Birdman got arrested for carrying a gun. Yeah. Because he's black.
Ooh.
Harvey Birdman?
No, I don't know who Harvey Birdman is either.
Oh.
It was just the old cartoon, Adult Swim show, Cartoon Network.
Oh.
Yeah, and what they did was they took the old character from Hanna-Barbera, Birdman, and made like kind of like how they did with Space Ghost.
Space Ghost, yeah. Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yeah,
Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Because like because Turner owns Cartoon Network, and years ago Turner bought up all the old Hanna-Barbera cartoon properties, so Yogi Bear and Huckleberry Hound and all that shit. And then when Cartoon Network came out and they started doing Adult Swim, they just revamped a lot of those old characters because they were properties that they owned that they were doing nothing with. So,
yeah.
I do think it's funny just taking pre-established fucking characters that are like family friendly and just making them do the stupidest shit. You know, I thought that was hilarious back in the day.
Yeah, I loved Space Ghost Coast to Coast when it first came out. I was really surprised because I watched the original Space Ghost because when I was a kid, the USA Network used to have something called USA Cartoon Express, where they would play all the like 60s and 70s Hanna-Barbera shows. So I used to watch the original Space Ghost on reruns.
Yeah,
back in the day.
I like how quickly we just fucking like diverted from evil Google, you know?
Well, I mean, you know, it's hard not to say that Google's evil because they fuck with me on YouTube all the time. But in all reality, they're just a corporation trying to make money. That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
they're
like,
answering.
no difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just saying they answer first to their bottom line. They answer to their stockholders. When Brack did the intro on Coast to Coast, haha. Oh, yeah. So stockholders, you know, that's what they care about. Their board of directors. And now, you know, as far as YouTube goes, they decided that it's a lot safer to just be a cable provider. So that's the direction that they're moving. And, you know, whatever. I kind of wish they would have just kept YouTube the way it was and then started a new cable service through Google. It could have been like Google Cable or whatever. Google TV.
Yeah, for sure.
But
like,
whatever.
I don't view them as differently as like fucking like Disney or like Microsoft or something like that. Like they're a corporation. They're here to make money, and that's what's important. You know,
I wouldn't be surprised if Disney owned YouTube eventually. Because like Disney just owns everything.
It's just consuming shit. Yeah, it's a blob.
They're like the Borg, like how the Borg goes to different planets and assimilates them into their culture.
Damn.
Yeah. Here's another video. It's Trump compares himself to Abraham Lincoln.
President Trump seems to have a touch of Lincoln envy.
The late, great Abraham Lincoln.
Most people don't even know he was a Republican, right? Does that?
Most people do. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. When Abe Lincoln was a Republican,
they were the Democrat
they were the left-wing party.
Yeah.
They swapped at some point.
Yep. They were what Democrats? Well, I don't know what the fuck Democrats are today.
Well,
but
originally there was a party called the Democratic Republicans.
Yeah, they were.
And then around the Civil War time, the Republicans were the more liberal ones, and the Democrats were the more conservative ones.
Yeah, now it's like fucking a mixture of both, basically. Like they're practically the same thing, you know?
Anyone know?
Yeah, but we didn't know this. President Trump tweeted, wow, highest poll numbers in the history of the Republican Party. That includes honest Abe Lincoln and Ronald Reagan.
They ran polls for Lincoln?
There must be something wrong. Please recheck that poll. Oh, there's something wrong, all right. False on the PolitiFact Truthometer. Even Jimmy Kimmel sent someone out to do some research.
Lincoln or Trump? Lincoln. Lincoln or Trump? Lincoln. Lincoln or Trump? Better president?
Oh, Lincoln.
Who's a better president, Lincoln or Trump? Trump. Trump. Perfect. Said the woman.
Look at the guy. He's like, oh, I'm embarrassed to be around you right now because you said Trump is better than Lincoln.
In front of a Hooters.
There is one itty-bitty problem with President
I like
Trump.
that they had an orange. They had an orange for Trump's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His poll numbers to President Lincoln's. Abe Lincoln was dead before polls started.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't think they had polling when Lincoln was running for president. Don't think they had. I mean, they didn't have the technology. It would have had to have been like a mail-in poll. And it would have been so easily rigged that it wouldn't have even mattered.
Read one exasperated tweet. Lincoln died 71 years before modern scientific polling started in 1936. In Lincoln's time, there would have been only tiny local straw polls.
Yeah.
President Trump does have an 87% approval rating among Republicans, but other presidents have topped that. What would Lincoln say? Conan once juxtaposed
That's from the Hall of Presidents. That's kind of creepy. Look at him. Oh my God, he's got one eye closed and one eye open.
He's stoned.
Holy shit.
animatronic Abe with the real Donald.
I mentioned food stamps, and that guy who's seriously overweight went crazy.
Okay. Man, stop being president. Just be a comedian or something.
Presidents don't talk like that.
I mean, like, you know, there's no rule that says that, but it is embarrassing, at least to me, that our president is like kind of a bully.
Yeah.
So
he's a Neanderthal right now. Like fucking. Here's my thing with this. I'm like, so the news is that he openly stated something wrong again. So what's the news? He said something fucking stupid.
Yeah, that is the news. That's CNN news basically 24 hours a day. Is this just in? Well, no, it's always breaking news. They always say, breaking news. Trump said something retarded. Now we're going to, you know, Chet Stevens in, you know, live on the scene.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's kind of weird that he's bragging about his approval rating amongst Republicans because, you know, the election's not too far around the corner, and usually that's bad. It shows when they're really that high, and with you know, amongst the Republicans, they usually lose the next election.
Yeah, I mean, historically, I mean, there's obviously Trump's an anomaly. There's never been someone without any military or political experience, you know, jumping straight to the presidency. Usually you have to either serve in Congress, the Senate, or be a governor or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you have to be a general, like Eisenhower. He was a general.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
Reelected in the next election. Do you think he has a chance?
Oh my God! Billy said he had 100% chance, which I think is ridiculous. First, nobody has 100% chance.
But he definitely, after the last election, I can't say he doesn't have a chance because I didn't think he had a chance the first election. So there you go.
Yeah, true. I want Jesse Ventura to run,
but I think it's going to be different this time because I think some of the people who voted for him actually do regret it.
Yeah, but don't forget, there's a whole bunch of new people that didn't get to vote in the last election that are going to be old enough to vote. You know, think about everybody that's turned 18 between the last election and the next one. 4 years worth of people. So you never know.
Yeah, like at this point, it's almost like a trend to fucking hate Trump. You know, so it's popular. So,
well, also people think it's funny. Like, a lot of people just voted for him just because they were like, you know, this guy who's like a troll on Twitter that I see all these memes about, he might run for or he might win the presidency. Gotta vote for him.
That's so stupid.
Well,
that's what happened.
Yeah, I honestly believe it's who we pick who the liberals pick, because last time, I think that's why we lost, because Hillary was just so unpopular.
She was unlikable, and a lot of people were bitter because a lot of evidence came out to suggest that the Democrats were never going to go with Bernie no matter what. Yeah. Even if he won all of those primaries, they were just going to use superdelegates to ram Hillary through.
Yeah.
Which is true. Like, I even saw here in Washington, from what I believe Bernie won Washington in the primary, but even though Bernie won the primary, the governor of Washington was a superdelegate, and he was still going to vote for Hillary anyway.
But however, she did win the popular vote, though.
She did, but that doesn't matter here.
No.
And she was stupid.
Saying, you know,
that's sad.
It is sad. The Electoral College is fucking shit, but you know,
get rid of that shit.
Yeah, which is funny because there are old tweets from Trump bashing the Electoral College after Obama won.
Yeah, I know, right? And now he took advantage of that shit, didn't he?
I mean, there's so many contradictory tweets. You know, from from now all the way back until when Trump first started using Twitter, when he was just an entertainment figure, there's so many, it's hilarious.
I feel like, and I feel like I said this back in like the morning wood when I was with Pimp Monk, like fucking, I think we should ban, maybe not ban, but like fucking watch like how presidents use social media and shit. I think they should have like a blackout. I feel like for their term, I feel like that'd be like the safer route than letting them do this shit. I don't know. It's just stupid.
I don't know. The way you said you was with Pimp Monk, that sounded kind of gay.
I was with Pimp Monk that night. I mean, I was with Pimp Monk, you know, as a friend. You know,
there was other people there.
There was other people, yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't act like he's just not presidential at all. I mean, even George Bush's goofy ass was presidential.
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah, he had it, but like Trump, like I don't know, it's just so fucking crazy. Like with it is funny to a degree, but I think at this point too, the jokes are fucking they're ran to the ground with him.
Actually used Lincoln to score points against Clinton.
Okay, Honest Abe. Honest Abe never lied. That's the good thing. That's the big difference between Abraham Lincoln and you. That's a big, big difference. We're talking about some difference.
I guarantee you, Honest Abe lied, you motherfucker. He was a politician. He lied.
Mm-hmm. What a shock.
Easy, but I don't think Honest Donald is the nickname history will bestow on President Trump. When it comes to stature, even when you're saluting him, Abe seems to turn everyone into the size of one of his shins. Jeannie Mo, CNN.
Build that wall. Build that wall.
Ha! They got animatronic Lincoln like shaking his head like, oh my god.
That's funny.
New York.
Build that wall.
Huh. I saw the Hall of Presidents when I went to Disney World back in the day, and from far away they look real. And they're pretty old. You know, it's probably some pretty old animatronics.
Some Uncanny Valley shit with that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What else do we have here? Here's the funniest public comment at San Francisco City Hall Commission meeting.
Even speak to him. So right now it's a bad mark, but there's room for improvement. But you make it loud and clear in his ear that Ace is on the case. Now, the other thing is...
Ace is on the case.
I mean, I don't know how your commissioners does here. I mean, the information that I have here, I can't get from your secretary. She said confidential. Now, I don't know if you just like the rest of the commissioners, redevelopment, housing authority, and all those, you get those packages. I mean, if you have something personal you don't want us to know, block it out. But I'm appalled. It's taking my time coming down here, although I'm down here at City Hall. I call it Silly Hall. But the deal is right now, the issue is, my name is Ace. Ooh.
Ow. Ow. Oh, man, I did not see that coming.
And I've been on this case. Some of those people out there didn't want me all in that place.
Is this The Voice now? Or this is like the blind auditions or something?
But it's no mystery.
They haven't done it already. I really want Auto-Tune the News to fucking do this.
He is on some fucking meth or something. Look at his eyes, though. He's wired up like a motherfucker.
Oh my god. What a character.
Check my history. Ooh, I've been working on that case because it got a lot of conspiracy. Ooh, listen. I just did because we're at the entertainment thing. I just had to. But
wow. He's like, I just had to. Sorry.
He just stopped, man. Listen.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Let's see here.
My name is Ace.
City manager versus concert promoter. Here's another city council meeting.
You're always hesitant to weigh in on discussions like this, but I guess one of the as I was listening to the alcohol presentation, I got the sense, and maybe the community gets the sense that in fact nonprofits get the proceeds relative to alcohol sales, but I think it's our understanding that you, in fact, receive at least part of the alcohol sale proceeds.
I don't receive any proceeds from the alcohol. That's not true. I receive a rental fee for the use of the area that they serve.
A rental fee on public property.
Right.
Okay.
It's called a right to pour. It's the legal term.
Well, I think you're just kind of mixing the words. But let me, the other thing, I think there's a context here that needs to be understood too by all. Why in fact would there be an administrative fee? This is a private, and as you describe it, adult party on public property with minimal costs in terms of use of that public property. And so it's a for-profit operation, not a community event. And so, and we have been concerned about the safety of the event goers and the safety of the community as it relates to this event. It's really simple. Now, you can spin that any way you want, and you're a very good spinner in terms of what the story is. I mean, I can't imagine any.
Oh, by the way, Kane was just elected mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. So Kane is now officially the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
Finally.
That's pretty good, man.
As it should be.
He
maybe in like
the competition.
Yeah, maybe in like 8 years, Kane can run for president.
I don't agree with his stances on marijuana, but whatever.
I thought he did. I thought he was a libertarian on marijuana.
Oh, was he?
I think he's a libertarian. I think.
I hope so.
That hasn't heard council member after council member or council meeting after council meeting talk about safety in the city. We've had 2 votes on it in this city in the last 2 years to create better safety in this community. So for you to stand there and say there's been no council meeting that public safety has never been talked about, it's totally disingenuous.
That's not what I said.
80% of what you say is disingenuous. So we're wanting to work with you. We're wanting to work with you. And you continue to take this attitude. That's not
when I asked to meet with you, why didn't you sit down with me?
You want me to share the first meeting that we had? Did you walk into my office and how you started the conversation? I don't. I mean, we want to work together. Well,
he's making the Illuminati hand signal. Damn. Holy shit.
Mario. You watching Mario?
Your attitude doesn't.
Hi, this is the Vigilant Christian Mario, and today you're here for a video called Illuminati Media Exposed. And today I'm going to cover the Modesto County City Council. As you can see right here, look at the hand signal this guy is doing. Now I will tell you what this is about. This is about the Illuminati.
Make it helpful at all.
Jim, Mr. Wilkerson, I'm going to ask that we cease this conversation. I feel like it's
the woman's like, yeah, I think maybe we should stop. He's like, fuck you, bitch. I'll tell you when I'm done.
I've got Councilmember Madrigal that's got a question.
Well, I for one want to find, a balanced approach to, to protect.
Why is the terrorist at the end of this?
Oh my God, that's a Sikh anyway.
Yeah, no, I just want
at the same time,
dumbass.
Finding a creative way to make this project work, so that we can continue to build our, I think what I think is a very important entertainment industry here in Modesto, which I feel really serves
all right, yeah. This is not as heated as they made it sound. I'm skipping it.
I was waiting for somebody to fight.
Yeah, I wanted someone to throw something.
Fuck, here's some more. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about this. G-Man got in trouble for doxing and making threats. And
G-Man.
I think he's in trouble. Here's a video that someone made about it.
Cliff Jumper 24.
I am surprised.
G-Man the dog jumper.
Dragnoct was doing a live stream with the name Gary Moore Coleman in the title, a reference to Gary Coleman, the short guy from Different Strokes, because G-Man had been having a hissy fit about being labeled as short.
Okay.
Is it going? There you go. G-Man went crazy and decided that he would maliciously punish other people who were completely uninvolved in what drag was doing, including threatening and doxing them. This video has been edited to remove any personal information doxed by G-Man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what you're listening to right now is Dragnet on his YouTube channel, violating my terms of service. So, this is what we're going to do here. If Dragnet... Hold on a minute.
Wait, did he say violating my terms of service?
Yeah, he has his own personal terms of service that he created. G-Man makes his own terms of service, okay?
Didn't Brett Keane do that?
I made my own terms of service.
That's kind of Keeny, G-Man.
Oh, you know, he risen his little head lately, too, by the way.
I contacted a copyright company, and I'm just letting you all know so your channel doesn't get taken down.
Do something about that video on his YouTube channel. You guys about to learn some things about Dragnet. You guys about to learn some things about Hannah, Redline, and I don't care how mad they get at me. You get mad at this guy. Okay? I know Redline's real name. I know what Hannah looks like, and all of you are about to know what she looks like too. On camera. If it's okay for you to use my real name, then it's okay for me to use your real name. And guess what? I can delete this afterward just like you can, Dragnet. Now you want to play with me? You got 3 minutes. That's all I got to say. And I'm gonna start off with Hannah. I'm gonna start off with Hannah.
Oh, okay.
Good point, video. G-Man does make a lot of fucking threats and up on them, but he likes threatening people a lot. For a nice humble
Why
Christian,
are you calling his job?
Someone's upset. Someone's mad. Yeah. It's on. Wait, we know why. Like, really? This is so.
So anyway, he's still over there poking fun at about it, thinking it's okay to dot drop people. Hannah Zubby, your name's going on here today, and everyone's going to know what you look like. You're going to be the very first one. Then after that, he'll start taking things seriously. Then Redline, you're next, dude. You're not playing with these people. Let me go back over there and see my name still in that title. I'm sick and tired of these people. Then we're going to get JD Kane and the rest of these guys.
What would Jesus do, G-Man?
Yeah. Yeah, do you think Jesus would be this salty? You get over it.
All right. So let me just get my memory chip here so I can show you guys how this girl looks. All right. Give me a second here. I have to take out my old memory card in this thing first.
I'll tell you what, this world is going to be a bunch of pussies, man. Back in my day, we used to beat the shit out of people. Now we dox drop people.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's the biggest pussies in the world do that.
Yeah.
They're like literally they would never say shit to your face.
No, they wouldn't.
They're cowardly little pussies that that don't even deserve their male genitalia.
Yeah. Just give me a second here.
I like how you said that, male genitalia.
If you want to know Hannah's real name, you're about to get it. And red lines as well.
Why do you?
Okay. If I go back on that channel and he's laughing about this, no title has changed. He hasn't agreed to do it. Yeah. You know what's gonna happen.
I mean, they really didn't do anything, you know, shocking. Everybody already knows your fucking name.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I found that shit out back in Drunken Peasants days, dude. Like that's like old Drunken Peasants days, man. Like fucking, it's not news anymore.
I know his first name. I didn't know his last name, and I don't care what it is.
Yeah, no one gives a shit.
And that's it. You guys ain't gonna respect my privacy. I don't see the point of respecting his. I can go on Facebook and I can show you some things about Dragnet too. I have no problem with that. And I can also show you what I found out about him as well too.
Because just like we said, doxing is a pussy move. You use it to intimidate people. You know, you might not, you might just be fucking around and wanting to release their name and whatever else on them that you can, but you know that you do it in the hopes that someone else will take that information and do something else with it. So when you dox people, you know better than Brett Keane, who took it and gave it to Joseph Martelli.
Yeah.
You know, you're no better. Like, you're a fucking coward.
you've turned into them, G-Man. Like you were the one of like it's fucked up because you're like kind of the one of the villains that was kind of like on both sides. Like could he be redeemed? You know, and you kind of had this back and forth, but now you're doing your like fucking official heel turn now.
He can never be totally redeemed. Like because. Yeah, I mean, we don't even need to get into the reasons why.
Most of these people are honestly, I hate to, deem every one of them this way, but most of these people would be so afraid to confront anyone face to face in real life. And so they do this kind of shit because it makes them feel like they've got some kind of power because they're weak individuals. As Brett will say, individuals, but weak people, they're weak ass motherfuckers, and this is all they got.
Yeah.
Biggie.
I agree.
We're not going to respect each other's privacy. Then you know what? Enough's enough. I'm tired of this. Nobody's information on here is safe no more. Just give me a second here.
Now you're like, I'm rubber, you're glue. Shit, this is childish shit, G-Man. You said something about my mama, now I'm going to say something about your mama.
Just do it to me. We're not going to respect each other's privacy. Then you know what? Enough's enough. I'm tired of this.
I don't respect nothing about you. I don't respect nothing about you.
Just give me a second here to find my memory card.
Am I trying to hide something for like the 30 of y'all that have me on Facebook? Is there something that he has that y'all don't have access to? Like, you're a fucking idiot. You're fucking stupid.
So anyway, guys, if you want to know who Hannah Zubby is,
What, G-Man? Can you speak up, please?
I don't want to know who this person is. Like, I don't give a fuck.
No.
Yeah, as you're going to look, and as angry as people are going to be at you soon. So if you want to know who Hannah Zubby is and what her real name is, I'm pretty sure somebody's already.
So, like, and what people who dox do is they go, what? All I did was say their name. I didn't do anything. But they do that with the expectation that someone who's even crazier is going to take that information that's now public. Right. Oh, man. Did you see the video JJ Talks made recently?
Yes, and that's started on my... That shit started on my channel, dude. That dude started stalking her on my channel.
But that dude got that information from someone else who doxed her. Someone who didn't like her because of her feminist bullshit. Instead of just, refuting what she had to say, doxed her and then allowed someone like that other guy who was obsessed with her to find out where she lived. Because, let's be honest, if you have someone's name and you know the city they live in, it's not hard to find. It's not hard to find.
Yeah, it's easy to find them. I've got a stalker. This dude's fucking nuts. I'm afraid he's going to show up on my doorstep one day covered in shit or something. But this dude actually showed up outside of JJ's apartment taking pictures and sending it to her.
And he would threaten any dude that she was friends with. He would, like, if he saw her, like, tweeting with a dude, totally platonically, he would, like, threaten them. It's one of the craziest fucking things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he's fucking wacky, dude. And this is what people are out there waiting for, G-Man. They're waiting for for assholes to do something like this, because a lot of the assholes that actually dox you, that's all they're going to do. They're not going to really do anything else because they're scared of the world. But there's fucking stalkers and crazy
It's a two-tier process. It's a two-tier process. There's the fucking cowardly doxer that does this to intimidate people they don't like on the internet. Absolutely. And then there's the fucking crazy people that take that dox and use it.
Yeah. That's fucking insane.
It's insane, man.
Putting her real name in the live chat right now all they want. I'm pretty sure they're doing that right now, but you know what? That's not going to stop me anyway. Okay? I'm also going to tell you guys where Hannah lives at too. Just give me a second here, okay?
Oh, man.
And not just Hannah. Not just them. I'm going to do it to Minstar and everybody else on here until I get some respect on here.
So here's the thing.
Stuff like this.
How the fallen have fallen even more.
I honestly am surprised that G-Man is doing this. I knew he was a dick and an asshole, but I didn't think he'd do this.
What happened to turn the other cheek?
Yeah,
like, why? Just because someone did something shitty to you, how can you claim to be a better person by doing the same thing back to them? Like, let's say they did dox you. How does doxing them back make you better? How do you now have the moral high ground at this point? You don't.
Yeah. it makes no sense. Like when I fucking like when I fucking try to make a video, right? Like I try to make sure, unless the person's name is fucking known, like if it's about someone, I try to make sure to fucking use their username, and if it's out there, then I'll use it. But you know, it's fucking if it's public information, but not to use it against them to prove a fucking point. You know, it's nonsense, G-man.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I would never intentionally dox anybody.
No.
Like, if I had enough problem with somebody and I knew where they lived, I would just show up at their fucking house myself. Instead of being a fucking pussy and putting it out there to try to pretend like I'm some kind of tough guy.
Yeah, like if I fucking, hey G-man, if I fucking took your video and like responded to it or whatever, and said like oh G-man, you're stupid or something. Like are you gonna dox me then and try to find out who I am? You know, is that how low you're gonna stoop to try and like take me down if that happens? Like
it's not just G-man though, man. There's tons of people out there that do this shit.
Oh yeah.
And, you know what?
Sure.
The one thing G-man has is that he actually shows his face when he does it. He's not a total fucking spineless coward that hides beneath the cloak of anonymity doing this kind of shit. But other than that, he's just as bad. Like, you can't claim to be better than anybody and be like, oh, these people did this terrible thing, so therefore it's okay for me to do terrible shit to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. You can't claim to be better. It's just like how other countries torture prisoners and then like, you know, like sometimes our government decides we're going to torture them. It's like, how are we any better than them when we stoop to their level?
True.
Right. Like you're not fucking establishing the principle at that point.
Right.
And yeah.
You're not the good guy anymore. It's two bad guys at this point. Yeah.
My privacy. You guys are calling my job. Now you guys are putting my name in the title of your videos. You want to play with me? We're gonna play. Period.
Was it your full name or was it just your first name? Because everybody knows your first name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think first name is actually doxy.
And that's I just kind of assume that's where G-man came from. Like, I don't care. I'm just gonna call you G-man. I'm not gonna like if that's what you wish to be called, that's what I will call you.
Yeah, like I thought it was either a reference to fucking Half-Life because there's a character called the G-Man.
I think it means godly
the G
man.
stand for God.
I think it means godly man is what it means.
Yeah.
But being like, oh, you just even if they did dox you, even if they gave out your home address and all that stuff and your phone number, you turning around and doxing them back does not. I mean, like now you're a doxer too.
Mm-hmm.
So now when people dox you even more, they have a justification because that's how you play. You play that same game.
Mm-hmm.
And I got proof that Boom is a pedophile.
Oh, no, you're doing that. Okay, that's the second most cowardly thing ever. Okay, so let's say this is true. I don't even know who you're talking about. Let's say it's true. You have proof that this person's a pedophile. Why did you sit on it until you were mad to do something about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and why go on the internet? Why don't you go to the police with it?
So G-Man, did you just admit that you were enabling a pedophile until you got mad at them?
Yeah, did you like harbor the fucking information for views to get them out there or something?
Yeah.
You're sharing photos with him, G? No.
Yeah, if you had proof that someone was an active pedophile, why did you wait until now that you were mad at them? If you really had proof, why didn't you call the fucking police, faggot? God.
I got the phone call where he's talking to a little child. You want to play with me?
Sorry, I had to throw that in, and I don't mean I don't mean homosexual to all the homosexuals that may have been.
We hear it.
Someone said they deserve to. Someone in the chat said they deserve to be doxxed. No, fuck you, you fucking coward. Be a man or whatever you are. Maybe you're not a man.
Don't go dox.
Maybe you're a little boy.
A wee lad.
G-Man blackmailed him.
We're gonna play. Period. No, nobody contact me later saying, G-Man, you're a I don't want to hear that. And Dragnet, I'm flagging that YouTube channel later because I know you're going to keep the title up there. He's laughing. Listen, guys, I'm justified. I'm justified. Listen to him.
I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Of course you don't. You want to play with me? One more minute, and I'll tell you Hannah's W's real name. One more.
That's all I got to say.
One more minute.
So basically, what he's doing here is he's going live the same time that they're live, trying to intimidate them with this video. Is what he's doing.
They might be able to DMCA this video.
Yeah. So he's actually trying to intimidate him live, and they're laughing at him.
I'm gonna find the memory card.
And that's making it worse.
That's all I got to say.
Okay. This is the last I'm going to address anybody in the chat. Aspen says, "Oh, they got him fired, so they deserve to be doxxed." No, motherfucker. It doesn't. Well, first of all, G-Man pretty much made it known where he worked by filming videos at his work. In a way, he kind of doxed himself.
So, if anything, that a part of it.
But going back to this, you know, when a crime is committed against me, I still don't get to decide what the punishment is for the person who committed the crime against me. That's not how justice works. Okay, we take an impartial jury that decides the innocence or guilt, and then then either the jury or the judge renders a punishment. Someone impartial, someone whose emotions aren't worked up in the entire thing. Yeah, so you can't say, you can't say doxing is wrong and then say, oh, it's wrong except for when someone does it to a bad person. Sorry, that's not how it works, retard.
Yeah.
And we all have we're all human, so sometimes we might have the initial response to do something, but we got to catch ourselves. And I
came out and I said, G-Man's done some shitty stuff. He said some shitty stuff, but I don't think anybody deserves to lose their job because they made some YouTube videos saying religious shit or whatever. Yeah. I don't think so. I don't want anyone to have to worry about where they're sleeping at night. I want anyone to have to worry about being able to eat. I don't want that, even if I do think that they've done some shitty stuff. I don't think anyone really deserves that.
No.
So
for sure, I agree.
But on the same note, the people who got in it, how do we know the people that he's threatening right now are the people that made him lose his job? You're just assuming a lot of shit right now that you can't even verify. Mm-hmm. But even let's say they did. You can't claim to have. I'm going to say this over and over again. You can't claim to have the moral high ground and then do immoral stuff as revenge against people, and you don't get to decide even if you're the one who was wronged. You don't get to decide how people are punished for doing wrong things. There's a reason we have impartial people decide the punishments and the guilt or innocence, because there's already bias there. I've had people say, because I'm against the death penalty, but I've had people say, well, if someone killed your mom, you'd probably want them to get the death penalty. And I'm like, honestly, probably, and I'd probably want to kill them myself too, but there's a reason.
That's different.
There's a reason why murder is still illegal, even if it's a murderer.
Yeah. And that's you're also speaking as an individual when you want to kill somebody. You're not speaking as a fucking nation. So our nation has to be better than the individual. So
right, and also individually, there's a reason why if someone killed one of my family members, they wouldn't let any of my family serve on the jury. They wouldn't, they don't do that. We have to approach justice from a impartial standpoint. Yeah,
I talked about this the other day actually, because I used to actually support the death penalty until I really got into the prison system and learned and it's so flawed I can't support the death penalty.
I don't want to give the government. I don't want to give the government any more power to kill people.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I don't support it. I will say that is because of the system so fucking flawed. But
I've seen people, and this would hit close to home for Pimp Monk. I've seen people actually advocate basically for angry mobs to go murder pedophiles. And I'm not saying pedophiles, don't deserve to be punished, but we can't let mob justice rule, because all we need is someone to convince a crowd of people that someone's a pedophile when they're not, and they get murdered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I will say this: the very last time I will say it's the very last fight I ever got into was I went to a pedophile's house and beat his ass. I will say, and I'm not saying I'm right, but that was the last time I ever fought anybody.
Yeah, and you know, like, definitely deserved it, but I mean, I don't know. That guy probably could have called the cops and had you thrown in jail.
Yeah. His mother did, but
okay.
But the thing about it is, it was a child in the family, so
sure, and that's fine. I would still say, like, I don't agree with doing that.
No,
I would say
right.
if someone is one, you should call the cops and have them thrown in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't agree with this either. But when they get to jail, the other inmates will deal with them too.
Oh
but that's another thing. If you're a rapist, I don't think going to jail and being raped should be part of the punishment. I hear people joke around like, "Oh, you're going to jail now. You're going to get raped." Even if you were a rapist and that's why you went to jail, I don't think rape is a punishment that we should be advocating in a civilized society.
Yeah,
No,
they got where they separate them now.
Getting better.
I would say
that him?
They don't care about them getting like better or anything, and they more care about just the punishment in general. And they're like, well, if the crime fits the punishment, you know. But it's like there's a reason why we don't fucking allow vigilantes or whatever. You know, there's a reason why we don't fucking or well, we shouldn't stoop down to the level of the people we're punishing. So you know, you don't learn anything.
I would say one thing they do with pedophiles and rapists in other countries, I don't think we do it in the U.S. And this doesn't harm them really; it just changes them. Is chemical castration. It's basically a series of drugs that takes away their libido.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I say that's a more adequate punishment than, you know, allowing them to be raped in prison or to have an angry mob, you know, fucking murder them.
I will say this. I think the system is trying to get better with that, and they're separating them now, like, more than they used to. They're putting them in, like, PC, protective custody. And there's a whole, like, so they're trying to, like, take care of them, I guess.
Yeah, I would say, like, or maybe, I mean, like, maybe even, well, I don't know. I almost said maybe even neutering them, but I don't know. I don't know if I want the government doing that. I don't want the government to have that much power to be able to, like, cut people's balls off and, like, you know. We got to be careful. We got to be careful with how much we allow a mob of angry, because I've been called a pedo by, like, retarded people online. I've seen all kinds of other people get called it. It's a good way of, like, it's a good way of
someone, yeah.
Well, it's a good way of ruining someone's reputation without any evidence, because people are, like, just inclined to believe it.
Because that's one of the worst things you could possibly fucking do, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those words you can fling.
Yeah. So like, I believe in more accountability for people who do that, and I don't think we should let the mob decide just because they feel that maybe someone might be a bad person that they deserve, you know.
I do think it's a natural response for like for most people to, like, want to hurt someone who does something like that. It's a natural response. We have to be better than that. We have to overcome that. But I do think it's a natural response.
There are some people in the chat that are even against chemical castration. I don't, you know, to be honest with you, I don't know enough about the side effects of it.
I don't care.
But, I mean, like, I don't, if all it does is take away their desire to rape people, then I'm fine with that. But if it, you know, if it causes any type of, like, you know, like, okay, why don't we just give them all lobotomies while we're at it? You know, I don't know what the long-term consequences are.
Now,
so
I have one more thing to say about that. Now, like, okay, if you'd have gave me a gun at 16 years old and told me where the dude who did what he did to me, I would have probably killed him. Because he ruined my fucking life. Yeah.
And you probably would have went to prison for it.
Exactly. And yeah, exactly. Because I do believe the vigilante justice is it's not good. Vigilante justice is not good. No. But, you know, at the time, I was so messed up in my head. I didn't get right till like 27 years old. That's when I started to get right. I didn't get right till like 33 and 34 year old. And that's when I started. But 27, it fucked me up. It's people. Some people say, well, it ain't like they murdered someone. It's very close.
I mean,
very close.
In a way, it's a form of torture, and that's going to have long-lasting psychological effects on you.
Yeah, because I mean, even I'm 40 years old, and sometimes I get triggered, and so sometimes I try to kill that with comedy and humor and joke about it, and it helps. And it's how you react when you're triggered, not that you get triggered. It's okay to be triggered. It's just how you react. And I think I do pretty good now, but I used to die. And that's why I was so violent in my 20s. That's why I was because I feel like the world hurt me, so I wanted to hurt the world. And I was a mean motherfucker. So, but things change.
So, like, was this person ever brought to justice in any way?
See, here's the thing. He kind of got brought to justice because of me, because there was cases against him already. And he was molesting his grandkids. He was an old man. Yeah, he was pretty old. So he was already molesting his grandchildren, and there was like a lot of kids. I wasn't the. There was a lot of kids that got
sure, and there usually are. There usually are.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly what happened to him. Honestly, I don't know. I do know that years later down the road, I was probably around 17 when he died. And I was okay with that.
so he never did any time for it?
No. As far as I know, he was a really old dude, right? And back then, you gotta admit, this was like way back this was like late 80s, early 90s and stuff. So, it's late 80s. It's a different time.
I still don't think it was legal to rape kids.
No, it wasn't. But back then, you also got to remember, back then they still questioned the women. What were you wearing?
Sure. My theory is that if he would have actually have been brought to justice, maybe you would have had a little more peace, and you wouldn't have blamed the world for what happened quite as much.
Well, see, here's the deal. There was the reports, the doctor's reports, the doctor laid it there. It was said, 100% no doubt that this kid was raped. It was violent. It was
sure. I had a friend that was molested by his stepdad. I've honestly heard it so many times that I can't believe how common it is, and I'm just glad it never happened to me, especially since I went to Catholic school for 12 years too.
So, I will say this: the man did pay, and it was vigilante justice. The man did pay. There was some people who got him, and I'm just saying. And but
is that how he died, or did he, someone just beat the shit out of him?
Yeah, I think somebody just fucked him up. But he died of natural causes as an old man, probably diddling a child. I don't know. I hope he died twice.
Well, I mean, I know you're an atheist there and everything, but if there's a hell, he probably is there.
And the thing about it is, I use that now as a comedy thing. I make jokes about it all the time, and people are like, "How can you make fun of that?" Because if you can make fun of that, a late electricity bill is not going to keep me down. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean.
Oh! By the way, speaking of which, don't you have a goal coming up for a 24-hour show? You can plug that if you want.
Oh yeah, Patreon. If I get up to $1,000 a month on Patreon, I'm going to do a 24-hour show. 24-hour. I'll have a bunch of. I know.
I'll join it. I'll be on it for a little bit.
Yeah, I got a bunch of people already agreed. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. I'll need as many guests as I can get. But I will go the whole 24 hours. I may fucking end up dying, but there you go.
I say, cut up a couple lines of blow just to keep you awake.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot some fucking meth.
Spare kratom you got left.
Yeah, dude. But $1,000 a month. Once I get there, I'm like close to 400 right now. I was very close a while back, but then you two fucked me over and people thought I stopped making videos. But so yeah, get up to $1,000 a month. We'll do a 24-hour show. I've got a bunch of people already agreed to do it. Jeff Holliday's agreed. The you know, Sophane and Fat Pat, bunch of motherfuckers, man. So yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Go
Good
do it.
lineup.
Go to my Patreon. Go to my Patreon and become a Patreon.
I've got another. Oh no, go aahead. Finish your thing,
I was
and then.
just gonna say $1 a month get you access to my Discord. I mean, hell, you pay more for a pack of bubble gum every month so $1 a month, you know, get you there.
Yeah, only $1.
Hell yeah.
Oh, by the way, good thing you remind me, guys. There's a link for my Discord down below. Feel free to join it. I'm trying to get it a little more active again. It used to be really active when I started this channel a year ago. It slowed down. A lot of my focus has drifted towards DP. Oh, thanks for the $5, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start popping in there way more often. I'll be there, you know, probably a couple times a week. You know, to reply to whatever I've seen people write in there and everything. So feel free to check it out. I wanted to move on to this story. This is actually a story that I saw on the local news here in Seattle yesterday, and I have to be honest, I laughed my fucking ass off, which hurt because I still have these incisions.
I bet it does hurt when you laugh.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's fucking laughing, coughing, and sneezing are all excruciating. So you know how a lot of companies, when you have to reset your password for their website, to make it even more secure, instead of just giving it to you, they mail you a temporary password to make sure that it's actually you. So they send it to your address in an unmarked envelope. Well, this woman couldn't remember hers for the Seattle Electric Company, so she had her temporary password mailed to her. And this is what happened.
Tonight, a racial slur sent as
Okay, so and by the way, the woman who received this is a member of the NAACP.
Oh, fuck.
So, and there's the randomly generated password that was sent to her.
That's fucking funny, dude. That is goddamn hilarious.
Oh,
right there.
Oh, okay.
And she's from NAACP, even makes it fucking funny.
Yeah.
Temporary password.
Shocked, disbelief, disgusted, angry. I do believe a person deliberately did that.
So I made a poll on my Twitter. You guys can go check it out. It's at Drunken Benpai. If you don't follow me, feel free to follow me on Twitter. I have a poll. It's still up now. The question is, do you think that this is a coincidence, or do you think this was done intentionally? And I think right now coincidence is winning unbelievably right now.
Yeah.
So...
What do you think?
But what are the odds, really? What are the odds of, especially how it's, the rest of the word is in all lowercase letters, for one thing. And, I mean, let's look at it again. What are the odds of it being sent to a black woman?
Temporary.
Oh, shit. Oh, there it is. Yeah, what are the odds of it being sent to a black woman, and that out of all these random characters...
but they are generated by computers, though.
Yeah.
And a lot of passwords begin with a capital letter and then go into the...
But there's more capital letters right after the very distinguishable word. I'm not saying I believe that this happened. I'm just like, wow, this is like winning the lotto. Like the odds of this happening is like winning the lotto.
I got one that said honky cracker the other day.
Password.
Shocked, disbelief, disgusted, angry. I do believe a person deliberately did that.
And it has Puget Sound energy.
There was no parameters set.
Doing damage control.
An African-American woman believes the insult was deliberate and wants Puget Sound Energy to get to the bottom of it. Good evening, I'm Dave Wagner.
I'm Monique Minglavin. Now, after hearing this woman's story, Cairo 7's Essex Porter's live
And of course, they send the black reporter out to cover it.
Bothell, where he got the company's response.
He said in the chat room, just saying, it ain't lying.
And PSC asked us not to show the outside of its secure call facility here in Bothell.
So why are you there? Like, if they're not going to let you show it, why go there? I don't understand these reporters. They go on scene to all these places where it's totally unnecessary, especially if they won't even. You could be standing in any fucking parking lot. You could be standing in the parking lot of the news channel that you work at right now, and we wouldn't even know it.
We can tell you,
and
however,
they
that
happened to get a black reporter to cover this.
Yeah,
too.
I knew. Yeah.
that Erica Conway does a lot of volunteer work for the Seattle chapter of the NAACP, and that's who alerted us to her story. PSC promises to create a better energy future, but when we sat down with PSC customer Erica Conway, she told us the company just sent her an ugly racial slur created in the past.
This is so fucking funny, though. Oh my God. Nigga,
HHJ. Isn't that something you'd find on Craigslist before they shut it down? Like looking for an HHJ? It sounds like a sexual act to me.
Honky hand jobs.
If I wouldn't get banned from Twitter, I would change my display name on Twitter to nigga HHJ. You know what? That should be. Someone should become a rapper and make that their rap name.
Oh.
MC nigga HHJ.
Yes.
I clicked forgot password and got a temporary password from PSC, and it was capital NIGGA. And
no, only the N was capital. The rest was lowercase. Just correcting you there.
I was quite shocked.
Conway showed us the temporary password email she got from PSC.
Okay, how do we know you didn't just type this up? I mean, like, I'm guessing that by now, since this was a news story everywhere, that they at least have seen the real email. But I just, it's just so hard for me to believe. Because the odds of... you know, there's just to be honest, there's not a lot of black people comparative to other cities the size of Seattle around here. Like, Seattle doesn't have a lot of black people compared to other cities that are the same size or bigger.
They got there's more Asians.
Yeah. So like the odds of this temporary randomly generated password being sent to a black person just kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, see.
When you saw that, I mean, I know she was shocked and everything, but like, you know, she looked at that and kind of snickered at first. Was like,
"Oh, dude, I guarantee you, she called the lawyer immediately."
And how did they know she was black? She said this is done intentionally. How did the other person know she was black?
I don't know. Who knows?
This word pop up. What did it do to you?
Oh yeah, but you know what? As soon as I saw this news story, I went in and changed all of my passwords because my password just happened to be nigga HHJ.
Yeah.
Man, it was that was like an emotional roller coaster.
No, come on. She went news. I get on TV.
Disgusted, angry.
She also showed us a past temporary passcode.
Your other email. Okay, this has numbers in it too. The other one didn't. Your other email that you're showing us that's offensive to you is just printed on a piece of paper, and I could literally sit down and type that up myself and print it out on my printer. But this actually looks like the screenshot of an email, and it has a date and a timestamp on it, and it just looks like an email on your phone.
Yeah.
So why can't we see that? Because that does kind of make me wonder how real this email is.
Yeah, that raises an eyebrow or two.
Yeah.
It was just random letters and numbers. So she believes this...
Okay, you got me here. I mean, people can fake screenshots, but this is more believable. I believe this.
Current passcode slur was created deliberately.
I was truly in
disbelief. Because I would say there is a chance it was done deliberately. There is a chance.
There's a chance
that someone thought they were being cute. You know, I don't know. I don't know how. Dude, the even funnier part, I hope they talk about this, is what happened when she called the electric company. because it gets even better.
Because I was like, this is not normal, and this is not what a temporary password is supposed to say.
I sat down at the computer.
I mean, it's supposed to say anything. It's supposed to just be random shit.
To reset my own PSC password. The temporary passcode the system sent back is just gibberish. Nothing like a word at all. Conway told us she complained to a customer service.
Nigga's not a word, but okay.
Yeah.
Agent at PSC's Baltimore.
Okay. So this is when she called. Dude, man, I don't know who they're hiring to answer their phones over there, but they need to hire smarter people. Because the shit this person told this woman, I mean, it just made it worse.
Call center, but that the agent didn't take the slur seriously.
I had said, do you guys screen out certain words? And Lydia was like, yes, we do. And I said, well, you guys didn't screen out this word. And she said, why would we? And I said...
Okay, it gets better. It gets better. Wait, listen to this.
What do you mean, why would we? This is an offensive word. And she stated to me, no one uses that word anymore. And I was like, where are you living? What planet are you living on?
Black people use that word all the time, baby. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We asked
Mostly
the company
black people
about that.
use the word, by the way, just saying.
Today.
Because
This was offensive.
racist white
There was
folks
no-
don't say nigga. They say something else sounds like trigger.
Hard R. Yeah, at least the temporary password didn't use a hard R.
Question about that. We apologize to this customer, to the community for what has happened, and we are trying to do what
I like how they had the Asian be the spokesperson for them too. That was
Because
good.
that's all
Nice
it's there
touch.
in Seattle's fucking Asian.
Because they're kind of neutral,
we can to make it right.
PSC insists the slur was a computer-generated mistake.
These passwords are generated automatically, so they go straight from the system straight to the customers.
This is 2018. We're still dealing with
And I'll tell you what, it was from the computer. And I'll tell you what, Rakeem from Oakland was right. In an interview, Rakeem from Oakland said, computers are racist because they make them hard to use. They need to they need to make them easy like TV. So people in the community can have good jobs. Computers are made by whites and Chinese, and they don't like it when we try to get ahead. So there you go. Rakeem from Oakland, you've been mocked for years for that statement, but you've been vindicated. Computers are indeed racist, and we see the Chinese here trying to defend what the computers did. So yes, Rakeem from Oakland, you are now personally vindicated. Thank you.
issues like this, and it's pretty sad. As a society, it's pretty sad.
PSC tells us it is willing to meet with Erica Conway, but she says she has yet to receive an invitation. The company says it has also taken immediate steps to make sure temporary passwords are a scrambled mix of letters and numbers, and next month it will get rid of temporary passwords altogether.
Wow. Okay. All it took was one fucking fucked up temporary password for them to just ditch the whole temporary password thing. So apparently they're that afraid of it happening again, possibly.
I've had temporary passwords. I remember one time I had one that said FUK. It didn't have a C in it, but it's FUK, and I'm like, yeah.
All right. You know what? I used to work at a call center, and all the customers, they had a special password. It could be up to 5 characters long, and they would just identify their name and their password, and then I could help them out with whatever they wanted. And this one guy called one time, and he sounded really creepy. And like a lot of times people would call and like, they wouldn't even be customers. And they would like jerk off to your voice and try to get you to stay, especially women that worked there. Okay. But so this guy called, he sounded kind of weird and pervy. And his password was FUKME. Okay. So I'm like, all right, sir, I just need to verify your password, please. And he's like, oh, I don't know. What is it? And I'm like, well, I can't tell you what it is. I need you to tell me. He's like, but what if I want to hear you say it? And then I was like, sorry, can't help you.
Oh. Sound like HAL 9000.
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah, but wait, how about you just say it to me instead?
I'm sorry, Ben. I'm afraid I can't let you do that.
In Albuquerque, there was also a Victoria's Secret call center, and I guess pervs would fucking call it all the time. Like they'd be looking at like jerking off to the catalog with all the hot chicks on it, and I guess decided to just pretend like the people working in the call center were the women in the catalog, and there'd be like fappers prank calling the fucking Victoria's Secret call center all the time there. Yeah.
That doesn't shock me though.
Yep.
Fucking perverts.
This HHJ shit needs to become a meme.
Yes,
I'm just adding all these different HHJ racial slur / HHJ after it. HHJ in the house.
Is this black man blowing me a kiss?
Hey, be nice to him. Be nice to him. Dude, we had a meeting today for DP, and there's some pretty awesome shit in the works. We've decided that, because like this show's cool because we just kind of do whatever.
Yeah.
There's really no segments. We just kind of talk about whatever we want, and I play videos and we react to them, whatever. Drunken Peasants is going to become way more structured, and we're going to do... Every episode is going to have crazy people and news in it, but instead of making basically half the show crazy people and half the show news, or even like 30%, and then a small percentage is other shit, we're going to have multiple segments, and some segments are only going to happen every other episode. Some are only going to happen once a month. Some are only going to happen twice a month. And we have a huge lineup of them. And there's also other donation perks that we're going to put up. We even did a practice run of this today, and it was fucking hilarious. We're going to do a donation thing where if someone donates $20, me and Billy are going to trade spots and start acting like each other for 5 minutes.
Trading places.
And Billy's impersonation of me is fucking hilarious. It is fucking dead on. And it was both insulting and hilarious at the same time. So like if we get
just have to donate $20.
Yeah, if we get $20, I'm gonna hit a button on XSplit here that's gonna switch Billy up to the top and me below him, and then I'm gonna start a timer for 5 minutes, and for that 5 minutes, I'm gonna be Billy and Billy's gonna be me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be a goofy motherfucker that never stays on topic and always argues the worst side of every issue for fun and other things. And then Billy's going to be a fucking, easily annoyed, crabby ass, arguing with the chat, bitching about the fans, saying and like and yeah a bunch of times, person like that. So that's where we're going with that.
When you guys do it, when you guys make the switch, are you going to wear his bandana? He's going to put on your mask?
I should probably... Well, I don't wear the mask anymore, but yeah, I guess I'm going to have to get a hat for him to put on, and I'll have to have a bandana on standby or something. We'll figure it out. We'll have his donut maybe laying around, and I can put it on. Yeah. And the first one of those that we're planning on doing is on Tuesday the 7th, and we're going to update the DP calendar with what... So you guys are going to know which segments are going to be in each episode, and we're going to have a dedicated email inbox for you to send comments to. We're also doing an advice segment with so it's like Ask the Fridge. Basically, if you have any questions, you need advice on anything in your life, whether it's your career, your love life, anything like that, you have questions, send them in, and Billy is going to pick the best ones and answer them in a segment. We're going to do the time capsule, which basically means, from the past of DP, the last 4.5 years, there's a lot of videos that we watched back in the day that were great and hilarious that we're going to bring back and revisit again now, years later, and see how we feel about them. What else? Oh, information segment coming back. We're going to do kind of a new, almost like Florida or Africa, but we're going to do basically a segment that we're now calling Guess the Shithole, which will probably change the name of it. But we're going to read you a news story, and then we're going to give you 2 locations, and we're going to let the audience vote on which one we think, or which one they think the news story is based out of. We're going to do a short segment of like the public freakout / drunk people acting stupid. What else? Oh man, I can't believe my life has become this, but once a month, Billy and I are going to go see a new movie in the theater together, like date night, basically together. And then we're gonna do a segment where we each review the movie and give it a rating. And we're thinking about putting the movies that we're gonna see up for vote, so you guys can force me to see a John Cena movie or something like that. And we're also gonna have another segment once a month called The Great Debate, where we're going to pick an issue, and it's not going to be very serious issues. It's going to be like me and Billy, or me and a guest, or Billy and a guest are going to debate an issue. Something as trivial as like ass or tits, which is better. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And there might be some instances where we might have to like argue a side that we don't necessarily agree with, you know, because we agree on a lot of stuff. So we're going to do that too. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff happening with DP going forward. We're going to try to freshen up the show because it's been on autopilot for too long. And I think we need more structure, but we also need more variety. So that's what we're going for.
Yeah, that's a slew of content, you know, and it's probably going to be pretty grade A, you know, too. Yeah. I mean, if it's more focused and we don't have to do it on every episode, then we can take, you know, a week to build content for that 1 or 2 segments that month. You know, so Troll or Not a Troll, that's going to be every other Saturday. So we're only going to do it 4 times a month instead of trying to figure out how to do it 8 times a month. Yeah.
Someone said, "How about Ready to Rumble?" No. We're only gonna watch new movies. We're actually gonna go to the theater and watch a movie that's currently a new movie. And you know for a fact that there are slow times of the year where the movies they're putting out in theaters suck ass. Usually there's the summer movie season and like around Christmas time that they put out good movies, and then the times in between it's hit or miss with those. So. Yeah, so exciting times with DP, and if you haven't, I know I'm advertising DP on my own channel right now, but I just have to get this out. You guys should really download the calendar, because even I'm using the calendar to keep track of what's going on with the show. It's going to tell you what segments are on that day. If you're a patron, it's going to tell you when you can expect the Patreon rewards for the Altered Perspective too. So if you're only a patron for Altered Perspective, you should have the calendar too. And it's going to tell you the guests, the segments, the Patreon rewards. Basically, it's going to keep you filled in on everything.
Yeah.
So
nice and organized. Yeah.
I got a calendar too coming out pretty soon. So yeah, it's good to do those things. That
Fuck
sounds
yeah.
like cool shit though, man. That sounds like a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to do when YouTube does not work as a distribution platform. Like, now all YouTube is a place to upload videos.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. Like, it used to be a place to monetize your content. Then they took away most of the monetization. And then it became a place where you post a video and it at least lets all your subscribers know when you posted one. And now it's literally just a place to upload videos. I know some of you get notified, but most of you don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know,
it's very selective who gets notified.
This channel has 30,000 subscribers, and when I go live, only like 200 of them show up. So I know at least immediately only 200 of them are getting. I mean, probably not. I mean, I'm not going to assume everyone that gets notified is going to show up, but I would think that
more
if
than 200. Right.
Yeah, if 30,000 notifications go out, I should at least be getting 700 people. You know,
and the thing about it is, a lot of the people who are coming over here are getting notified because you tweeted it out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Twitter is better at notifying than anything else right now.
Yeah, their bell icon doesn't work as it should. You know,
it's pointless.
Well, now you got to hit the bell twice. Now you got to hit the. It's weird. You got to hit like, okay, is this an important? Do you really want to view this?
Yeah. So now it takes 3 clicks to do what used to only take 1 click 2-3 years ago.
You know, for too long, you have to fucking share a urine sample just to watch a video.
Damn. Dude, I'll tell you what. After this surgery and all the drugs they put me on, my piss, it smelled like my liver was dying. It was terrible. Like the first piss I took after this surgery, because they pump you full of so many different drugs.
Yep.
The anesthesiologist told me all the different anesthesia he was putting in me, and he told me he was giving me 4 different anti-nausea drugs to keep me from like puking during the surgery and shit. And then there's all the like different like numbing agents and shit that they use on you. It's fucked. Yeah. Oh look, Tonka Saw is in the chat right now. He says I was unsubbed for the 3rd time from this channel. Not a surprise.
Oy vey.
But thanks for stopping by, Tonka. And we still have to talk wrestling, you know, because Tonka is a big time wrestling fan.
I'm old school wrestling fan, so I don't like today's shit.
It's pretty bad.
I think Tonka wrestled for a while too. I think Tonka was an indie wrestler for a while too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't like I said I don't like today's shit. That's wrong actually. I don't like the WWE product. I like Japanese wrestling. A lot of the indie stuff is pretty good, but the shit in the main stuff is fucking raunchy.
Yeah, that's why so many people enjoy NXT. Is because even though NXT is still part of WWE, they're still letting the younger talent cut their own promos and kind of make style choices and moveset choices for themselves.
Yes, it's better.
Whereas when you get to the main roster, you have a team of writers and stylists and all this other shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I wish they would, because there's a lot of those guys that could grab the mic and do some shit like the old school guys used to do if they just let them do it.
Yep.
I mean, there could be another. I mean, well, not another, but someone who's good on a mic is The Rock or Roddy Piper or somebody out there. But you don't know because they have to read a fucking script.
Well, see now when they take a guy and they have all these writers and all these other people invest all this time and money into creating a character. Now, when those characters don't work, they double down on it and keep trying to push it through and push it through. Could you imagine if they would have done that with Stone Cold? If they would have been like, "Nope, sorry, we need you to be the ringmaster." We spent all this time making you the ringmaster. No, we're not going to go with a different gimmick on you now, even though this isn't working.
Oh, they wanted to call me Mick Foley Mankind character. They wanted to call him what was it? Mason the Mauler or some shit like that, and he was like, "You're about to kill this character."
Yeah, there was like a list
the Mangler. Sorry, it was the Mangler. He's like, "You're gonna kill this character. Let me name it," and he named it Mankind, and boom, history.
What was I gonna say? Kane's original character was Isaac Yankem DDS.
Yes, it was. And the WWE, it wasn't. He was called the Night Stalker in Smoky Mountain or something like that.
Yeah, he was in like Smoky Mountain in Mid-South, and he did a few. There was one he had like the Mad Max gimmick where he was like the big scary guy from Mad Max.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I have to talk about something else other than wrestling.
And he was the fake Diesel also.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe they pulled that.
Yeah, you know the dude that did the fake Razor Ramon. He came to Memphis as Rick Titan. That's what he wrestled at is in Memphis. I'll never forget it. And yes, by the way, crowd, they're pointing out, I do say wrestling because I grew up where that's what they called it. That is what we literally called it. Memphis wrestling every Saturday morning. That's what was on TV.
There was a Japanese wrestler, and his name was Razor Ramon Hard Gay.
Really?
Yes, and he's like all weird and kind of gay. And I'm like, I always wonder, like, what the fuck does Scott Hall think about this dude? Razor Ramon Hard Gay. Like, what? Yeah.
Well, did he do that because of the whole Scott Hall didn't want to have a run with Goldust because he was insecure about the whole gay gimmick?
I have no idea. Here's a picture. It's pretty hilarious because he's dressed up almost like a leather man. I don't even like. It's very politically incorrect. Yeah, there he is. Razor. I don't know why they call him Razor Ramon Hard Gay because he has nothing to do with Razor Ramon at all, except for he took the name Razor Ramon. I'd like to see Scott Hall beat this guy's ass. I don't know.
Because I'm going to tell you, dude, back in the day, Scott Hall was a fucking beast.
Yeah, he looks small compared to Kevin Nash, though.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the thing. That's like Shawn Michaels used to hang with the big guys, and he looked small. But Shawn Michaels is like 6'4", 6'5". It's just he's hanging out with these fucking huge giants.
I love those ladder matches between Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels. Those are
they're the ones that made the ladder match popular.
You know,
Ric Flair always said that Shawn Michaels just had a match with her ladder.
I saw Cynic quote Howard Stern saying that wrestling is softcore gay porn. I'll tell you what. Anyone that says that shit about wrestling is uncomfortable with the fact that it unveils some sort of deep-seated homosexuality within them. Because I'll tell you what. Get into a ring with a pro wrestler. Let them fucking German suplex you and shit. You. And I'll tell you what, you'd rather get fucked in the butt.
Oh, I thought Shawn was taller than that. I'm sorry. They said he's 6 foot, but I thought he was taller than that. But anyways.
That may have been his build height. I don't know, because they usually exaggerate.
They do.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because they always exaggerated Hogan's height. They used to say he was like 7 foot tall or some shit, and he's not.
I saw I'm gonna play a video I saw the other day, and I saw Tariq Nasheed post this trying to like stir up racial tensions, which
such a penis,
which he's always tried to do. Like when I look at this video, I don't look at it as like racial bullshit. I'm just like, holy shit, this guy used a German suplex in a real fight. So some guy's talking shit to another guy, and the other guy, first of all, uses his bike as a weapon, and then he fucking German suplexes this guy like he's nothing.
By the way, while I'm taking a talk, he's my competition.
Oh, God. Watch this. First he uses his bike as a weapon. It's crazy. Boom! And then he German suplexes this dude over the railing right here.
He don't know how to swing a punch though. Oh yeah, he got that.
And this dude's fucking done.
He can't punch for shit though. He does not know how to swing a punch.
I think this guy's face is already fucked up from the bike hitting him in the face.
Oh, absolutely.
He does one more German to him. Well, it's not really a German, but you know.
Man, he hurt that motherfucker right then.
Yeah. So.
But dude, he's coming around. His punch was weak as fuck.
I see people in the chat talking about Lex Express. Damn. You know, that didn't work because Lex Luger did not want to stay in the bus. Which is weird because later on, Undertaker and Paul Bearer said they would have done the bus tour instead. Which would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, Lex Luger, he tried to go on a nationwide bus tour, but he was just too much of an asshole.
Yeah, and he pissed Vince off because Vince was going to make him the champion, and he went and told everybody, and Vince got pissed and gave it to Bret Hart.
He was going to make him the new Hogan.
Yeah, he was trying to really hard, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Luger had the look. He just didn't have the charisma. He had the strength and the look, which is two good things to have. He just wasn't likable like Hogan.
He was roided up as fuck.
I'm so glad Hogan's back.
Yeah, Hogan's back, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like he hasn't. I don't think he's actually made an appearance on TV or anything yet, but they put him back in the Hall of Fame. He's been backstage a few times. He actually did like an apology to everybody, and then people like Mark Henry was like, "Yeah, give him another chance." So there's a lot of black wrestlers kind of going to bat for him.
Yeah, because they know that it was in the heat of the moment kind of shit. Hogan's not. I don't think Hogan's a fucking racist, dude. I mean, I just don't see it.
I think he was saying shit that he thought no one would ever hear, like we all do. He just got done banging his friend's wife. He didn't know he was being recorded, which is another thing. I'm like, why didn't Bubba the Love Sponge get prosecuted for filming this? Because it's illegal to film someone in a sexual act without their consent, even if it's in your own home. Yeah. I mean, like if you brought someone home and they consensually have sex with you, but don't give you permission to film it, that is illegal, especially if you leak it on the internet.
Yeah.
So, fuck that. Yeah, I'm glad he sued Gawker, but there also should have been some sort of issue with whoever. And I'm thinking it was Bubba the Love Sponge, because that was Bubba the Love Sponge's wife in the video with Hogan, and I think you can hear Bubba at the beginning of the video being like, "Yep, have fun, guys." So whatever, if he's cool, I mean, like, it's one thing if he's cool with Hulk Hogan banging his wife. That's his choice.
But he set Hogan up with that camera.
Yeah,
and shit,
yep. Yeah, he was setting up his friend.
Yeah, but then Hogan got back. Hogan really didn't get much of that money, by the way, because he had such a rich dude supporting him through the trial. But yeah. But Gawker was shit for what they did.
Someone, Skeptical Jesus said Paul Bear's better than Jim Cornette. Dude, those guys were like best buddies.
Yeah,
you shouldn't even like put them against each other. They're totally different people too. Well, even like let's take Percy Pringle, who was Paul Bear, same guy.
Who his hero was Bobby the Brain.
But like, you can't even compare them because they were both managers, but Paul Bear was more of a character. And Jim Cornette was more his real self. And also Jim Cornette was a jack of all trades. He trained people. He owned promotions. He was a promoter. He was a writer. He was, so he worked in front of the camera, behind the camera.
Yeah.
Jim Cornette's talking sense.
And Corny's fucking is one of the best heel managers of all time. I mean,
I recommend anyone who hasn't seen it, go back and watch the Drunken Peasants episode with Jim Cornette on it. He fucking went full heel mode. He did. He went full heel mode on us for like the entire 3 hours. But it was fun. I was marking out too. That was the only episode ever that I ever till this day was like nervous and kind of like fanboying over who we had as a guest.
Well, except me. You fanboy over me all the time.
Oh, Skeptical Jesus. Making edgy comments to try to trigger people. Good job. Yeah, you win the No One Gives a Fuck award today. Good job, buddy. Keep trying. I know it's boring there in Canada, so you got to figure out some way to have fun.
I also put Jimmy Hart up there in the top managers of all time, without a doubt, in my opinion.
He had a few hit songs, and that's how he got the job in Memphis originally.
Yeah, and he also wrote a lot of the wrestlers' intro music and shit. He wrote Heartbreak Kids music, that's Jimmy Hart's music.
Yeah, and he actually had some legitimate hit songs because he had a band that was kind of famous, I think, in the either late 60s, early 70s. I met Jimmy Hart and Hulk Hogan at the Arnold Classic in Columbus It was before Hogan got in trouble. Hogan was he got paid to shake hands and take pictures with people at this stand that was selling vitamins. Because when you go to the Arnold Classic, there's this huge conference floor and people are selling all kinds of fitness stuff, and they'll hire celebrities to work their booth. So
Jimmy Hart started. They had a stable, wrestling stable in Memphis called the First Family, and it was a very good.
Dude, you just reminded me. Did you hear that Lawler's son died? Grandmaster Sexay?
Brian Christopher Lawler. Yep, he hung himself in jail.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. I actually was very upset because I've actually met Brian Christopher. He was a cool dude. He was a very cool dude, and it was a very good story. Since you brought that up, I'd like to tell this.
Go ahead.
There was a booker, like a local independent wrestler booker, who posted a story on Facebook the other day talking about when Brian first left the WWE. He was coming hot off of a run because they were a very popular tag team. Too Cool was very popular. Well, he come off and they booked Brian Christopher to be on the show, and he paid him a shit ton of money to be on the show, but only 100 people showed up. So at the end of the show, he walked up and he gave Brian the money he promised him. Brian walked off, turned around. So I tell you what, only 100 people showed up. Here's like half the money back. He said, I wouldn't want to do you that way.
Wow.
And that was very cool of him to do. And that story just stood out to me. The dude suffered a lot of issues. He had a lot of demons, as they said.
I heard him and his dad were not cool, but you never know if that's true.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, there's a rumor out that, Brian, because he was in jail, Brian supposedly caught his dad, Jerry, to bond him out, and Jerry refused to do it. Now, that's just a rumor. But I do know this. Several years ago, in a Memphis bar, this actually happened. Brian Christopher got in a fight with 4 MMA dudes. 4 MMA dudes. And the next day, the MMA dudes told the newspaper, that's the toughest man I have ever seen in my life. He whipped all 4 of those motherfuckers. And they were like astonished that he kicked their asses. So, so you talk about fake wrestlers. Some of them boys are badasses.
Yeah, I mean, some of them,
Yeah. But Brickhouse Brown and what's his name, the Russian guy died too the same day.
Oh, Nikolai Volkov.
Yeah, Volkov.
Who was actually Polish.
Yeah,
it's funny.
he was. Yeah.
They always do that. It's like, can't they find? Are there just not any real Russians? Because all the fucking Russians in wrestling are not really Russians. I remember for a while they were saying Rusev was Russian when he's Bulgarian. He doesn't even look Russian.
No,
yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, once we start talking about wrestling, it just goes there. It just keeps going. It's like, well, what can I do?
Somebody, Tonka said it was 4 guys. 2 of them dipped, ran out, and he whipped the other 2. So it's a true story. He actually whipped 2 MMA guys. That's still fucking bad.
You ever hear the story of Shawn Michaels getting his ass beat by a pack of Marines at a bar?
Yeah.
And that's why and then he had to show up at Raw the next day with 2 like totally black eyes.
But a lot of the guys in the business says it was only 1 dude, and Sean said it was 5 guys.
I guess Davey Boy Smith couldn't get out of the car, because if he would have got out of the car, it would have helped a lot.
Yeah. There's also a story going around that Yokozuna, who was actually Samoan, he wasn't Japanese.
Yep, he was.
He was Samoan, but down in I think it was Florida. That's where they come from. He came from. There was a bunch of wrestlers, they were on the road.
Yokozuna's The Rock's cousin, at least honorary cousin. I don't think by blood.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
the same with Roman Reigns,
they
right?
stopped at a gas station, and these dudes were like picking on the wrestlers, and the other guys were scared of these dudes because they look like badasses or something, I guess. And here comes Yokozuna out of the fucking gas station and grabs them by the back of their necks and just throws them motherfuckers. I'd hate to fight that.
I mean, Yokozuna was a dude that was like the size of Billy the Fridge that was incredibly agile.
Athletic. Yeah, he was very athletic, dude. Yeah, it's like some of those, he wasn't nowhere near the size of Yokozuna, but look at Bam Bam Bigelow. That was a big old boy, and he could do fucking moonsaults off the top fucking rope.
Yeah,
Vader
with the Vader. Dude, did you ever see Brock Lesnar do the fucking shooting star press? Well, I saw the one where he almost broke his neck doing one once too, but when he would actually
balls for a dude that size to do something like that. Though.
Yeah. The one I always hear that could beat the fuck out of anybody was fucking Ming, also known as Haku.
Yeah,
people
they
always
said
said
he's the toughest man ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
They also say Rick Rude was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, Rick Rude was like smaller though. Rick Rude was really cut, and he didn't weigh as much as a lot. Like he was more like Randy Savage's size. You know.
I've heard a lot of wrestlers talk about a real dream fight would have been between Haku and Harley Race.
I've heard Haku and Brock Lesnar before. I heard.
Harley
you ever hear about?
Supposed to be a bad dude.
You ever hear the like the plane ride from hell where everyone was like drunk and like fucked up? I heard that Brock Lesnar and Mr. Perfect were like wrestling in the aisleways on the plane. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway,
and Sean Waltman X-Pac cut Michael Hayes' hair when he was asleep. That was funny.
Yeah. Doc Hendricks.
Yeah.
So I think I'll play a couple more videos and then we'll do like one last Streamlabs segment. If you guys can help me get at least a little bit closer to my goal, that would help out tremendously. There's a lot of things coming up that I need the most support I can get right now, especially with
a dick extension. Ben needs a dick extension. So.
No, they did that during my hernia surgery. They took my hernia and implanted it into my dick to make it bigger.
Damn, I wish they'd do mine that way. I'd have a huge cock.
You would. All right.
I'm doing a stream after this too, by the way. Wink, wink. Oh God, that's a big muscled up fucker.
You know what? I'm sad I even have to make this goddamn video. You
troll. Anyway, I'm skipping this. This is like such a fucking troll.
Yeah, fucking fake ass redneck accent, bitch.
Oh, here's Trump saying you need an ID to buy groceries.
We believe that only American citizens should vote in American elections.
American elections.
Which is why the time has come for voter ID, like everything else. Voter ID.
I've always had to show my ID when I voted, though.
You know, if you go out and you want to buy groceries, you need a picture on a card. You need ID. You go out and you want to buy anything, you need ID.
No, you don't. No, not anything. And I heard Sarah Huckabee Sanders trying to defend these. I think it's just been a long time since Trump has had to go out and buy anything for himself.
He's never been to a grocery store, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when he was rich, he probably had people to do it for him. And when you're president, obviously, you can't just go anywhere and buy stuff. So, you know, when you're president, that's understandable. But I doubt Trump's gone on his own to the store in a long time.
But, you know, I tweeted about this, and there was actually people defending this fucking shit. And I was like, you idiot.
People say, well, they meant alcohol is what he meant. It's like, no, he doesn't say it.
Yeah, that's what they said to me. That's what they fucking said to me.
This country, the only time you don't need it, in many cases, is when you want to vote for a president, when you want to vote for a senator.
That's not true. I've been ID'd every fucking time I've gone to vote.
Me too. Every time I've ever voted, I've had to show my ID. Every time.
Want to vote for a governor or a congressman, it's crazy.
And you know what else is crazy? Having presidential campaign rallies when you're already president.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of smart because he's already getting it out there before the big,
next year. The smart thing to do is to sit back and let them all fight each other once, because you know at first there's going to be like 10 Democrats trying to get the nomination.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just like, I'm going back to wrestling, Royal Rumble. Everybody else is fighting each other, but no one's trying to fight you. You sit back and let them fight each other. And then when a couple of them get thrown out, then you get into the mix. Trump, he fucking needs to sit back, let them all disparage one another, let them all say terrible shit about one another, and then after that be like, look what your own people in your own party said about you.
Yeah.
That's what he should be doing. He should wait until he knows who his opponent is. He shouldn't be doing this shit.
This is just further proof that he likes the sound of his own voice, really, with this fucking campaign shit.
Yeah, he just loves that instant gratification of performing to a live crowd of people that adore him. That's what this is. And don't worry, I'm going to read the Streamlabs that came in after a moment here.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here.
You want to talk priorities? While California is plagued by rampant homelessness, drug use, and human waste that's spreading disease everywhere, here's what matters to their leaders. Straws. Yeah, plastic drinking straws. Santa Barbara just passed a bill that punishes restaurant owners with jail time and fines if they give out these straws. And get this, each straw counts as a crime, meaning if you hand out straws at a children's birthday party, which I often do, you could do more time than your average felon. Now, I don't
know if that's okay. Well,
that's a little extreme right there.
That sounds exaggerated.
It is exaggerated, and there's a reason why they don't. They ban these straws. They did it in Seattle too. I don't know the reason in Santa Barbara, but I'm guessing it's the same reason. The fucking straws get thrown everywhere. They get in the fucking water. They fucking fuck up the ecosystem.
Well,
and
cardboard.
There. You know what? You can actually make. They have this at the baseball stadium in Seattle too. You can get a cup that totally looks like it's made out of plastic, but it's not. It's made out of biodegradable material that looks like plastic. Yeah. But there's a chain of restaurants that Ted Turner owns. It's called Ted's Montana Grill, and they use paper straws there. What's the fucking difference? It works exactly the same.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be made out of a non degradable material just because that's the way it's always been? Do you remember all the conservatives freaking out when we switched the light bulbs to like light bulbs that last longer? Well, in my day we used the other kind of light bulbs, and that's the way I like it. I like a light bulb that only lasts 6 months.
Yeah,
this conservative energy thing is the devil.
And this law, if you didn't have any other stuff to worry about, if you didn't have dramatic rise of disease, crime.
This doesn't mean we have nothing to worry about, but it means like here's one less thing to worry about, because people are fucking assholes and they throw their plastic straws everywhere. So get rid of the plastic straws and replace. Why do you even need a straw anyway? It's perfectly easy to drink without one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
I mean, if you need one, that's fine. Just I don't see the problem in using a more efficient straw. I don't get it.
I like sticking straws in a bottle of Jim Beam.
Sure, whatever. Like, I'm not against people using straws. I'm just saying, like, we know the harm that these straws do. Why not just use a better type of straw? Look at this. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm letting people have a screenshot of this because this is kind of priceless.
Oh.
This is the last straw.
Crime, homelessness. Maybe you can go after the straws, but your state's teetering on the edge of Armageddon, you nitwits.
Okay, just because there's some other serious issues doesn't mean they can't go after smaller issues either. That's fucking stupid. Dude.
Yeah, I've been strawmanned with that shit so many times where I'm like arguing an issue and people are like,
man, and a topic about straws.
Yeah? You like how I did that? Yeah. So, I mean,
it's retarded.
To say we shouldn't discuss any issue because there's more important issues is ridiculous.
It's bullshit. I hate when people do that.
Why aren't you focusing on these issues that I care about? It means you don't care about
I mean, that basically means Fox News should only cover one story a day. Whatever they think the most important issue is that day. Just run that one story all day by this logic.
Well, they gotta do that.
Politicians are focusing on evil straws. The concern over straws is really just a denial of far worse problems. Straws, get this, they make up only 0.02% of the plastic that ends up in the ocean. You'd find more plastic in the faces of certain coastal politicians who are...
Oh, okay, well, that's a clever joke, but that's not true at all.
Yeah.
I won't mention. What also hurts this narrative? America is responsible for less than 1% of the waste in this.
Okay, so that means because we're responsible for a low amount of waste that we just shouldn't care about how much we contribute.
That's dumb. That's just a dumb argument.
Yeah.
This dude, I hate this fucking dude. He's not. He thinks he's funny, dude.
He's smug as fuck.
Funny.
Whatever happens to
Most of this
every little
plastic
thing helps,
trash
you know?
comes from other countries. But if you can't blame America, then I guess it's no story.
It doesn't fucking matter. Well, it's not about blame. It's about we are America, so we control what America does.
So I want to hear him.
So his argument so far is that this isn't that big of an issue, so we shouldn't worry about it, and that America only contributes a little bit of the litter in the ocean, so we shouldn't worry about it because of that too. Like what?
Fish eat straws. You eat fish, moron. Somebody said that in the chat. That's funny.
But here's where you really see the consequences of such phony concerns. Who needs straws most? The disabled who can't drink without them. Good job, Santa Barbara. Like the straw.
You can okay. They're not banning straws. They're banning plastic straws.
Yeah.
There's a difference here.
Well, yeah, but he had to mention old people because he knows that's the only audience watching that fucking network. They're fucking retarded.
God, as you try to ban, you suck. But unlike the straws, not in a good way.
I want to butt rape him.
I was watching him on Fox News earlier today, and he's so condescending, and a lot of the shit he says makes no sense. His jokes, I mean, like, some of them might be kind of like, haha, funny, but they're just not. Well, I mean, like, they don't further his. He makes a joke when he should be, like, furthering his point, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he's just a retard.
Like saying, yeah, it's even less plastic than Nancy Pelosi's face, because that's who he was talking about.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Because they really put plastic in people's faces in plastic surgery. He wants
to talk about plastic. Shit, look at half the female anchors on Fox News' titties.
Well, look at all the fucking like bleach they put in their hair.
Yeah. Fucking it. It's just blonde central over there at Fox News.
Yeah. Let's replace all straws with Slim Jims.
Hey, there's that place we had that meet up in Columbus. There was a drink where they had a fucking Slim Jim in
it had a Slim Jim.
It was a Randy Savage drink. It was Macho Man or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I had 2 or 3 people buy me one of those. I love those meetups because everybody buys me free fucking alcohol. And yay!
If this guy really cared about disabled people,
straws, honestly.
If this guy really cared about disabled people, he should advocate for blowjobs for disabled people.
I agree. I'm disabled.
Actually, in some other countries, there are like basically legal prostitution services for disabled people to kind of like that. There are in other countries that do exist.
Honestly, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's a good thing.
Especially someone who's like paralyzed or like a quadriplegic or something. Yeah. Whatever. Let them get a BJ.
They can't go out and meet women. They can't do it. So I think it's a good. I think I should start doing that for old men.
You start giving them BJs?
Absolutely.
Damn.
I care about the elderly.
Any old men out there?
I care about the elderly.
Oh, thank you, Pam.
Thank you, boy. Now get off my lawn. I'm so stupid.
All right, so I'm going to read some of these Streamlabs, and I'm going to go ahead and start the timer here, and then we'll wrap up this show. And don't forget, tomorrow I'm going probably on DP Underground or Rage Feed, one or the other. I'm going to stream some of the new expansion for South Park, Fractured But Whole. There was an update that just came out. It was a huge update.
Nice. I look at that because I have that game.
And also make sure you go to my channel after this, and I'm gonna be doing a little stream.
Yeah, if you got the DLC for it, then you should just be able to get it without having to buy it or anything like that. Before I
on me,
start the
Dad.
timer, I'm gonna read these. Let's see.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. Oh, Violet Stoolbutter became a $5 patron of mine. Thank you. And by the way, now it's not delayed by a month, so if you become a patron now, you get the perks immediately. JKTIM, $5. Dusty the Cockatiel wants to fight pedophiles with Pimp Monk. So there you go. You got a bird as your ally for fighting pedophiles.
He's such a beautiful bird.
Summon.
Such a
Mutiny
beautiful bird.
VT, Pimp Monk, what do you think about the new SJW focus about adding pedophiles to LGBT? Thought it was trolls, but then there's a new term that calls minor attracted, that calls maps minor attracted persons with a symbol that has been showing up at LGBTQ rallies and supporters of it on Twitter. I don't know. Like, I know you asked him, but I'll tell you, like, I think that's fucked up. And if they want to continue to further their cause, they would distance themselves from
That's the worst
pedophiles.
thing for their cause. And I think it's going to get people to hate them. That's just no.
God.
Oh fuck. That's
Yeah,
stupid.
because
I don't think
they
that's
already
real.
there were already people on the right trying to be like, oh, gays can get married. What's next? Are we going to legalize child marriage next?
And bestiality. And all
Yeah,
that
and we
shit,
would be like, and we were like, oh, that's ridiculous to say that. So don't make them right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this whole like pedophilia is a disability or fuck you.
I mean, I would say if you have urges to be a pedophile and you don't act on them, good on you.
Yeah.
You should probably go to therapy. But I would say
keep that to yourself, too.
someone who, keep it to, tell your therapist.
No, tell somebody. Yeah, get some help. Get some fucking help.
Someone who can help hold you accountable. I would say, if you just naturally have those thoughts and you don't act on them, then obviously you don't deserve to be punished because you haven't hurt anybody.
But still get help.
Yeah, get help. Absolutely.
Because
and don't
you
act
never
like
know, you may act on it one day.
and don't act like it's normal. It's just like anyone who has urges to do anything wrong. You know?
Yeah, it's not normal. Yeah, exactly. Don't try to normalize it because if you normalize it, then you're going to start excusing what you're doing. Right. And it's just, it's fucked up. Yeah,
right. It doesn't deserve to be.
I don't believe the LGBT community is trying to do that. I think that's got to be wrong.
It doesn't deserve to be a protected class. We can't treat it like it's a normal form of sexuality just because people naturally feel that way. I think. I
said something a couple of weeks
Someone
ago.
said you can acknowledge pedophilia as a mental illness and still keep doing it illegal. Absolutely.
Yeah,
and I think I think it is a mental illness, but that doesn't excuse it.
When I said fuck you, I wasn't saying it wasn't a mental illness. I said I don't want to hear that excuse. That's what I'm.
Yeah. It doesn't excuse it. I mean, I could say my mental illness causes me to run people over with my car.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it okay. That's not a justification for it.
I pissed people off when I said that if I knew somebody who had the thoughts of pedophilia but never did touch kids, I still don't want them around my kids or any kid around me.
Of course not, especially alone with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they should get help.
And I'm not saying it's not a mental illness. I just said fuck that excuse. Basically, what I was trying to say.
And by say get help, I don't mean become a priest. Because that's what a lot of them do. A lot of them go, honestly, and a lot of them are like, hey, I have these really horrible thoughts in my head. What do? Maybe I should turn to God and become a priest because priests can't have sex anyway, and God will help me. But then they realize they're left alone with kids all the time when they're priests.
Yeah, and also don't go on the internet and look at child porn thinking that's going to kill your urges because that's just going to, I think that's just going to make your urges stronger.
Oh, yeah. Well, that shouldn't, that's a crime anyway.
Yeah, but I've heard that excuse. I've heard people say stuff, that I did it just to try to, to kill the urge. That's not going to kill the urge. That's going to make it.
It's still illegal. That's still a crime anyway.
Yeah, it's a crime. It's a crime,
because and like someone had to be abused to make that type of material.
Yeah.
Unless it's drawn, which the drawn stuff creeps me out too.
Yeah, I had this discussion on the show the other day. I don't want people to go to jail for making a drawing or a painting, but if you make a drawing of a painting of a child getting raped, I don't want to really talk to you that much. Honestly, I just don't want to do nothing with you.
Yep. I think it's creepy. Let's see. Koku Jin, $1 patron, welcome. Dark Pledge, $10 patron, welcome. Goal Toof, $10 donation, thank you. Skeptical Jesus, $5. It's not much money. I hope it helps. That's any bit helps.
Yeah.
$1 again, Skeptical Jesus. If you play the DPRPG again, do it on a Thursday/Friday, so I can be there to help. Well,
Don't tell
thank
us what to
you.
do.
I'm going to start the
even
clock
though
now
you
if you guys want to
created
send
the
any more in there.
Skeptical Jesus is a good dude. I like him.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. A dedicated follower.
I like that he made an RPG for you guys, because I remember back in the day, like I tried doing that, and then my shit crashed. So, but I remember I tried my attempt at making an RPG for the Drunken Peasants.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
There was another one a long time ago that somebody made, but it had a lot of flaws in it. I can't remember who did that, but yeah, I mean that's pretty awesome. I like to see someone was making a side scroller for a little while, and there was even like someone sent us a video of kind of a prototype of it, and it looked pretty cool, but that never came to fruition either. This happens a lot. We get people who have like taken on animation projects to animate new intros for us, and they never happen. I mean, I've seen it happen so many times. So someone said, I mean, pedophilia isn't a mental illness. It's just a kink that society has rightfully deemed as wrong. Okay, I don't mean pedophilia itself is a mental illness, but there's probably mental illness that causes these feelings.
Yeah.
This attraction that they have. There's an issue there.
No.
We shouldn't be sexually attracted to someone who's not sexually developed physically. I mean, there's an issue there. Sexual attraction our natural urge of sexual attraction should be for procreation, even if that's not the ultimate goal for us personally. And children cannot procreate. So
And I would never say pedophilia is a kink.
Yeah, no. I don't think it's a kink. It's a mental issue.
Yeah.
Doing it is a crime. Having the urge is not a crime, but acting on it is a crime. And anyone who has the urge should be seriously concerned. Cody Travis, Maps is an old meme from 4chan back in 2014. It's not real. The LGBT community already got rid of pedos back in the 90s with NAMBLA. That's what I thought. And NAMBLA's fucked up too. I mean, like, that's kind of the downside of freedom of speech is, you know, if we have freedom of speech, we're still gonna have the fucking racist organizations, and we're still gonna have the pedo organizations. We're gonna have all this shit.
Yeah.
But if we want to have truly free speech, we have to have that too.
Yeah, we have to have it. But watch those motherfuckers like hawks.
Yeah. Yeah, anyone who's so dedicated to it that they join an organization, there's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like was said earlier, if you have such urges, you should probably get help.
Yeah,
because we're condemning. Notice how our society is condemning the actions of it. Like, we're not fucking going around and like thought policing people, you know, or they have the fucking urge or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
But
because
it's- Oh, go ahead.
No,
Stay away.
Because the urges doesn't make you a bad person. Acting on the urges does.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Someone said it's no different than the people who are sexually attracted to shit. Well, here's the thing: if you masturbate with shit, no one is getting hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for maybe you. You might get an infection, and
you're not having to try and convince the shit to come towards you and do all this shit. You know.
Well, no one's being abused.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Raisin Girl says it's a miswiring of the frontal lobe. They figured that out when tumors started having it as a side effect. There's nothing normal about it. There you go.
It's not normal.
No,
and that's
it's not.
why whoever has, like, people who have it, people who have those urges need to do whatever they can to resist it, and they should talk to someone who specializes in that, helping people who have those sort of urges, because any type of natural urge you have to harm anyone else should be addressed before you act on it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly. Go the Dr. Field.
So it's not so being attracted to children is not the same as being attracted to poop. Poop is not alive, and yeah.
That's just silly. That's just fucking silly.
Even though
Poop
some
cannot
kids
be
smell like
abused.
poop.
Poop is not going to be scarred for the rest of its life because it doesn't have a life.
Speaking of pedophiles, there's Terry. No, I'm joking.
You say what? Teddy? Teddy Rubster?
Yeah. I shouldn't have said that. That was wrong. He's a lovable bear.
He's a bearophile.
He is
Teddy
a bearophile.
Rubster.
Yeah, dude, he's very good at that character too.
Yeah, I love it.
What character?
Well, yeah, Teddy's not a character. He's real. He's real.
Yeah.
Real in all the hearts.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Let's see what else we got. Someone who's using that woman's temporary password for their name said, "Get some help, my brothers." Oh, and the Kekromancer, $5 on Patreon. Thank you.
Sweet.
Kekromancer, $5 on Patreon.
Thank you
Damn,
very
the
much.
Patreon's going up. That's pretty sweet. I need it too, man.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, you know when you go to the fucking when you have a surgery, you get at least 3 bills. There's the surgeon bill, there's the anesthesiologist, and then there's the hospital or the facility where they do the surgery. Because most surgeons, they don't have their own place to do surgery. They have to like rent it, basically. So,
ooh.
Have you guys ever heard of an instance where like a woman gives birth to a baby and then the hospital will send a bill in the baby's name to them?
Really?
Yeah,
I've heard of that before.
Yeah, Mom, it happened to my mom.
That's fucked up.
Fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah. It is. It's funky as hell. You get none when you live in Canada. Canada.
Honestly, I took a shot at Canada earlier, but I really like Canada.
Canada.
Good old Canada.
I'm gonna
I've
try
been
to
there
go to
so many
Canada
times.
next year.
Yeah, it's so nice. I would say go to Toronto or Vancouver. Those are the 2 best places.
Yeah.
And Vancouver is definitely, I would say Vancouver probably is the best weather in the entire country of Canada.
Nice.
I'm also going. I'm going to Australia next year. I'm looking forward to that shit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Pimmonk's international now.
Yeah. Well, actually, the plan is I'm going to go into Hawaii, and I'm gonna fly over a volcano in an open door helicopter for some fucking reason. I don't know why. But then I'm going to Australia after that. So
you're gonna do that, but you won't ride a fucking escalator. Do you understand?
But see, I know it's weird. I've done a lot of dangerous shit in my life, but escalators are a monster.
That is so retarded, dude. I'm sorry.
Dude,
An escalator is so much safer than riding in a helicopter over a volcano.
I know, but here's the deal.
Why don't you bungee jump out of the helicopter while you're at it
I'm
too?
too fat. I'm too fat to bungee jump.
Scene.
I'm too fat to bungee jump.
Hey Ben, caught the stream late tonight. Hope you're doing better. It's not much, but take my money. It's more. I mean, that's more than most people give. So don't feel ashamed at all.
I know. I hate when people are like, I can only give you $2. That's great. $2 is awesome. It's $2 more than I had 5 minutes ago, brother.
Yeah.
Right? That makes us feel so good, you know? Whatever, man.
And it adds up. You know, if you get 100 people give $2, hey, that's $200. Yeah, it's very good when you give it. So yeah, give what you can or what you want, and give it to me. Not being.
Someone said Canada is terrible. Come on, dude. I don't know where you live, but I could not think of another country I would rather have the U.S. border than Canada. You never hear about crazy bullshit going down on the U.S.-Canadian border or anything like that. It's pretty fucking calm.
I'd rather be bordered with Iraq.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
When you say Iraq, do you mean like a giant pair of titties or something?
Yes,
or?
I do.
Oh, yeah. Like seriously though, the majority of Canada's cities are really close to the border of the U.S., and you don't see them trying to jump our border. They like it there. That's a good sign. When the people of the country that border yours aren't constantly trying to sneak over into your country, there's a sign that there's good things going on in their country. You know, obviously there's things here that are better than over there and vice versa, but they have a good standard of life there. It's nice.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're fucking staying there.
Someone said my Streamlabs doesn't seem to have gone through. It may just not have shown, but I'll read it here. Oh, Lex Luger, I didn't see it. Being a pedo has nothing to do with tumors. It's an evolutionary holdover for most of human history. In the animal world, adulthood starts with the first menstruation. You know, but I'm not even talking about that. Like, a lot of, there's different... See, we take pedophilia and we assign that to anyone who's attracted to someone under 18, which isn't the case. Pedophilia, I believe, means prepubescent children. So it wouldn't even be first menstruation. It would be before that.
And it's also, pedophilia is actually not the act of rape either on a child.
It's the attraction, right?
It's the attraction, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, obviously being sexually attracted to someone who's 17 is a big difference than being sexually attracted to someone who's 9.
Yeah.
You know?
I hate it.
Fucking leap.
Yeah, and I also hate it when like an 18-year-old goes with a 16-year-old and they start calling them pedophiles. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's a completely different standard.
That should happen. Like, here's the thing. So yeah, I understand. After the first menstruation, that was something that was necessary in primitive times to kind of procreate and stuff.
Yeah.
But even so, I still even wouldn't call it an evolutionary holdover. There's a disorder that makes adults attracted to people who are sexually undeveloped.
Yeah.
You know?
And
that's a problem. It's not normal, and it needs to be addressed before it's acted upon.
Yeah, it's not normal because I've tried to get in like the mindset of that shit. Like, how could you look at a child and because they're not even developed?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
It is weird.
It's
fucking weird, dude. I want to see now. I think about it, I get mad, and I get mad.
Yeah, I mean it's
I've had my little booty toe up. My little booty was toe up, man.
The poor tale of Pimp Monk.
That's why I got a heroin addiction. I wish I had some good heroin, Ben.
You should have some good heroin.
As opposed to all that bad heroin.
I did heroin one time in my life.
Like you shot it up?
Yep, I didn't.
Damn.
And I was, you know what? You ever been to an old-fashioned carnival, right, where they got the pig mazes? Or they run the pigs.
Mazes. This sounds like a Mississippi thing.
Well, no, it's at any carnival, any fair, any like county fair.
I've been to fairs and carnivals before. I've never seen a pig maze in my life.
Well, you've never been to a goddamn county fair then.
Yes, I have. I've been to county and state fairs.
Y'all don't know how to fair then.
No, we just, we don't inbreed.
What's that got to do with fucking pigs, man? What's that got to do with goddamn pigs?
Because when you inbreed for enough generations, you think pig mazes are a good idea.
And don't knock inbreeding until you try it, by God. Good cousin fucking goes a long way.
No thanks.
Everybody thinks Southern people drive pickup trucks, chew tobacco, and fuck their cousins. Well, I don't drive a pickup truck.
Spirit Flame says she sent to Streamlabs. Did you send it to Benpai or did you send it to DP? Well, I guess we'll see.
Spirit Flame's gonna show me things.
Oh, Jennifer Robbins, $10 on Patreon. Thank you, Jennifer Robbins.
And thank you, Jennifer. Wow.
Yeah, but going back to the evolutionary holdover thing, I don't buy it. To the degree that there are still people that are attracted to premenstrual children, and that doesn't explain that. It's something fucked up. It's something fucked up in their mental programming that needs to be addressed before it's acted upon.
Yeah.
I can't deny that it exists because it happens, but I have to say that the most important thing is addressing it before it's acted upon and trying to reprogram these thoughts so that they're not controlling the person's behavior.
Absolutely.
Like recognize it and then take proper action
Right.
towards it.
Right. That's how I feel about it. People are saying, "What the hell is a pig maze?"
It's just a thing they run. They take price. It's where they do like contests for the pigs who got the best pig, and they run them through the little maze thing. Anyways, when I did the heroin, I sat in that son of a bitch for 2 hours and didn't do shit.
You slept in a pig maze?
No, I just sat there.
Oh, okay.
I just sat down. It was a weird feeling, dude. But I never did heroin after that. I was like 14 when I did this shit.
Jesus Christ,
damn,
dude.
Yeah. I did a lot of shit when I was 14, dude.
What else did you do? I'm interested now.
Well, I sold
Story time
drugs.
with Chipmunk.
I was a drug dealer.
Is that how you got the heroin?
Well, yeah.
Oh shit!
I mean, I think the statute of limitations is passed by now, so it's okay for you to admit
Well,
this
I mean,
shit.
I started out, I was just a kid. I was slinging pot.
Wow, it is a gateway drug.
Yeah, but no, I was slinging pot for a drug dealer who did way more stuff, and then I kind of, I just like school, you give grades, right? I went from weed to coke to heroin. I didn't do it. I just sold it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to log in. I was gonna log into the DP Streamlabs to read Spirit Flame's thing, but it's like giving me an error message right now, so I don't know what's going on. I'll have to take a look and see what's up with that. Anyway, I think we're done here. I'm gonna get going. Thanks for being on the show, guys. And tomorrow night I'll see the rest of you guys on my gaming stream. Good night, everybody.
Go to my channel. Watch me.
Peace, everyone. Thanks for watching.